Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Box Office Bros, episode 4. Today we're going to talk a lot about Brand New Day, Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Probably entirely about.
Yeah. Talk about
I think so.
we have a little opener question, more personal with you.
Oh, Gino's question?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe a MCU question at the beginning, but
MCU question, okay.
yeah. Welcome back.
MCU.
MCU.
Right, anyways. let's get into it. Go ahead, Gino.
How's your week?
Oh, week's been good. I've been very, very, very busy. We got a new basketball thing that we're doing every Tuesday. Just help some people just stay active. Buddy's back in town. Good to see him. Yeah. Church this morning. Volunteered yesterday. That was awesome. We had over 2,400 backpacks donated, and over 2,000 people came to get backpacks in North O. So kids and these, it was crazy, and had more left over. It was wild.
The math shows probably at least 400.
At least 400. Yeah. So it was really cool. It was a lot of people though. I've never seen that many just people, but week's good.
I'm trying to remember what I did this week. It was a pretty good week. Work was work. I feel like because I work for the news, so like when it's busy, it's obviously most stuff happening in the city. So it was quiet in the city. I sound like Batman saying that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
My mind went to Fisk.
It's quiet. It's quiet in the city.
New York.
This week was fairly quiet. I can't say no one died because I can't effectively prove that, but it was a quiet week. Yeah.
Good job.
I don't know. I feel like in the early months of your child being born, it's all a blur.
Yeah, sure.
So
I don't know what that's like yet.
Well, she did get a bounce house, so that was fun. We had a bounce house in the living room upstairs.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Her cousin bought it for her. So we just showed up to the house and he ordered it, and there's a bounce house that my wife blew up.
I've never seen that before.
You've never seen that?
Indoor mini bounce house. I've never seen that.
Okay. Well, I wasn't. My parents didn't have the money, so
hey,
yeah, I don't know what that's like. So, yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Do you need to ignore Spider-Man?
I talk about it with my therapist, who's also Gino. No, just kidding.
How about you, Gino?
Yeah, what about you?
It was nonstop. Very busy. Yeah, I don't even know if I could recall anything. It was very busy. So
good busy or just busy?
Mostly work. We had some family come in town and hosted for a wedding. That was it was very busy.
Hosted like at your house?
No, but people who were in town for the wedding, we hosted them and stayed with us, and drank a lot of coffee and a lot of Red Bull.
Nice.
Big
coffee.
This
video is brought to you by Red Bull.
No, it's not.
One day.
And full good coffee.
We'll just bleep that.
Yeah. All right. The only MCU starter I had would be, what are your top? We can do 3 or 5. I have top 5 worst MCU movies.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I had best and worst, but I think worst will be more interesting, especially for Gino.
You need to stop any thoughts around my existence.
It's gonna start with Infinity War.
Overhyped. Too long. Too many characters.
Thanos was too purple.
For me, I think Ant-Man Quantumania is in there.
Worse than Thor 2?
Well, I don't have it ranked.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And I think Thor 4 is worse than Thor 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Love and Thunder. love is his child that he took from the person he killed. So Quantumania is mainly because of the hype that I had for it, so it really, really, really disappointed me. The Marvels is there. I can't recall Thor 2 enough to put it in my lowest 5.
It's one of those like early slop movies that are like they have a story. Like the thing that's annoying is at least it tried to have a story as opposed to like the movies that come out now where it's just like, what was that? And you're like, I don't know. Pretty sure Brie Larson was in it. Don't really know what the story was.
Pretty sure Brie Larson. Honestly, this is another hype one. Would be Mom. Doctor Strange.
Multiverse of Madness.
Got it.
It's another one that I was so hyped for and was like, this is going to be the best MCU.
The fans ruined Multiverse of Madness. They were talking about Tom Cruise.
The theories were crazy.
Insane. There's no way Tom Cruise is coming to an MCU movie for 30 seconds. It was crazy.
It was crazy. I have those 4. One of you guys might spark.
Does it have to be a movie? I feel like
if we go MCU project,
no, we can't do shows because
it's like 90% of them.
Yeah,
all the slop came from the TV.
I can't do shows.
For me, I would say Thor 2, Love and Thunder,
2 Thor projects. That sucks.
Yeah. I'm trying to think,
and they're completely 2 different like iterations.
Yeah. Well, all the Thor movies are like completely different. Like none of them are really the same. Dang, I'm trying to think. Captain America 4 is definitely up there.
You mean Falcon 1?
No. That's 3. Quantumania is up there. And yeah, I think the Marvels as well. I feel like that's
I think Falcon 1 might be in my I think that's
changing the world one opinion time.
I
think that might be in my.
I didn't like Eternals that much.
Oh, I'm on the opposite. I loved it.
You liked Eternals? I thought it was fine. I don't know. It came out at a terrible time. They should have just made it like a separate universe, and that would have solved everything. Because everybody's supposed to die at the end, and they're like, "Oh, we can't do that because it's part of the MCU." And it was like, should have just.
And they introduced Blade,
which is now canceled.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Eternals. I hated the Eternals.
I loved it.
No, Damson's gonna get casted as Blade.
That'd be cool. They introduced Blade and Hercules in that movie.
I thought Hercules was Love and Thunder.
Oh, was that the very end?
Yeah.
I thought they introduced Black Knight.
Yeah.
Black Knight. Okay.
Jon Snow.
I haven't seen a project from the MCU since the Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
You didn't watch No Way Home?
I watched No Way Home.
Oh, okay.
And then we watched WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's interesting because they got the name right on the first post, but then some happened. But I actually haven't watched anything since I've had such little good faith interest in the.
So the worst MCU movie you've probably
would
seen
actually
is
be
Thor 2.
Basically all be pre-Endgame. So with that, I would have to say,
yours are gonna be better movies than ours.
Yeah, Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame.
Winter Soldier. Oh, I didn't hear the other 2.
No,
but you're just kidding.
Yeah. I was about to say what?
No.
That sent a shocklet through my body. I was like, dude, this might take over the episode.
Gosh, this is hard. Iron Man 3's it's actually it's got character arcs though. It's Thor 2 is the same, like, meh. It's meh. It's not, like, actively despised or breaking characters or nothing.
I guess your list doesn't really...
It's kind of hard because pre-Endgame, there wasn't much, like, really bad. Like, I feel like I am going to break the rule because of the only stuff that I have seen as TV shows. Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier are... That was a stupid show.
Calling it 3 different names in one episode.
It was so dumb. It was brutal. I hated it. It's like, get better, Senator. Wow, you just changed the world.
You need to do better.
The ending sucked, but the journey throughout was okay.
Yeah, the journey throughout was fine.
It's pretty generous. Eternals, I hate.
I think, I mean, you guys know that I've said this. I think the good parts of Falcon and Winter Soldier should have just been a part of Captain America 4. And I think it would have made for a bigger impact if we saw Jon Snow kill someone with Captain America's shield in a theater, and then also that fight between them. I think it makes the Thunderbolts a stronger movie as well, because then you're like, because more people go see movies than they watch TV shows, at least Disney Plus shows. So I think if we had saw that on screen, then you're like, oh, I want to see how they kind of like revive this guy who basically did a bunch of bad stuff, versus like diehard MCU fans who like know the story.
I'd say The Incredible Hulk might be in the list. That movie's just meh. Like, I don't think that movie's actually good.
Don't do that.
I like it.
Don't do that.
Okay.
But you're pre-Endgame, so all of yours are going to kind of be like having an Incredible Hulk in there, to me, is just because you haven't watched it.
Everything that's like actively really bad did come after Endgame.
Yeah,
so
and that's more of like
everything on your list.
Yeah,
I think Eternals is...
Well, I said Thor 2, so that's before.
Yeah. So why do you guys both hate Eternals?
I don't hate Eternals. I just feel like I think it should have been treated like Fantastic Four, because
that makes sense.
As soon as you introduce them, and like it's like, and they have an explanation why they're not in Endgame, but at the same time, it just kind of takes away from the story, because like you are coming off post Endgame and you see them and you're like, oh, these guys are cool, but like they're not going to be Avengers, they're not going to be X-Men. Like,
so it's more of a world type.
It's more of a world building type of thing. I think if they would have treated it like Fantastic Four, I think it would have been more appealing to people.
If it was a non-MCU movie, it would be a better movie.
I think so.
Okay. I can respect that. That's fine.
Yeah, they tried answering the question in the same spirit that they tried answering the question that is a good question in the Spider-Man movie, which is, why didn't Thanos just double the resources? And the answer was just like, Hulk smash. It's like, okay.
I think they're purposely not going to answer that question, though.
Yeah.
Sure. Then don't try and bring it up in the movie.
I guess.
Like, if you're going to cower away from it, then just cower away from it. Don't put it in front of me and be like, I don't have an answer for that. Fuck you. Like,
the Eternals also led to the MCU having adamantium.
Yeah, but what I hate about the Eternals is, one, just in spirit, what it does is it robs human beings of agency and its creative talent. It's just like, hey, every major point in history that led to an explosion in inventions or cultural evolution, that was us. It's like,
the black guy?
It's like, I invented the atomic bomb. I did all these things. It's like, no, sorry. Like, I'm keeping that for the trophies of human accomplishment. Don't take that from us. That's just kind of weird. And then the other thing
an interesting point.
That's a very like realistic point in a comic book movie. But I understand.
And then the other thing is just like, it was paint by numbers obvious who the bad guy would be if you just looked at skin color or sex. So it's like, oh, look, a diverse female lead. Do you think she's bad? Nope. There's a white male character. You think he's bad? Well, if I were to place my bets, it's probably going to be him. And then when you've got the black character tying him up in chains, saying, I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to do this, and then the only solution he has as a character is to fly into the sun and kill himself, I'm like, I get that his name's Icarus, but your movie kind of orients around that thought process anyways. It just felt like it had a very, on the nose is generous.
Interesting.
Like, it just, think if you the race and you'd see storms on the streets, right? It was just really weird, kind of just unsettling of some of the things where I'm like, I can't help but wonder whoever wrote this, what their thoughts are on history and on certain groups of people. So
that's just a very interesting take.
Yeah, I've never even thought about it like
never heard.
Yeah,
I think you just dive deeper into. But that's why I think because like it's a comic book movie, so it's almost like you kind of have to take a like him creating everything in time is it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like him saying that he did it or like really did it. It's just in the comic MCU version.
Yeah, but like if you're like, obviously it's not real, but like I don't go watch The Odyssey because I think it's real.
Sure.
Like I'm trying to learn something about what it means, to be human and how to be a better human. And so like if you want me to get involved in the story, then build a world that I can want to be a part of or listen to. And the world you built was like, hey, everything that's like a proud human achievement. Yeah, we did that. It's like, okay, what does that mean about humans?
Yeah.
Like we suck.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
That's interesting. No, that's very interesting. I don't think anybody's ever looked at that movie that way.
Yeah.
That's not in a bad way. That's just, I liked it. I don't know. I actually was shocked that people hated it so much because I enjoyed. I didn't love it, but I was just like, this is cool. Like, fine, this is a cool story. They did the best speedster ever with their powers.
It's probably the best depiction of a live action speedster we've seen.
I liked it. They had a Marvel Superman, I guess. I thought the powers were all cool and unique.
I would say I would say visually I did like the movie. I think
had a unique like visual language.
I don't
for sure.
care about Harry Styles. Mm-hmm. He's not even coming back.
I had a hard time with
brother.
Oh yeah, I'm so dumb. I had a hard time with like seeing like this bumbling buffoon idiot male character that was Kit Harington, Jon Snow's actor.
Jon Snow.
It was just like this.
Which one is that?
The guy who got the sword at the end.
Yeah, the Black Knight.
This is like Knight. This girl,
the white Black Knight,
is extreme. His girlfriend is extremely competent, right?
Yeah,
good one. And extremely competent, has powers, and like has her own. Has existed for eternity.
Which is pretty cool too.
And then you're gonna tell me that for some reason she's attracted to a beta male at best who loses his shit trying to pick up a sword and has to talk himself into it. Like, come on. Like, I don't believe that type of character would fall in love with that type of man unless she had some extreme issues on her own, like self-confidence. And so it was just a weird love story.
She dated Icarus, right?
Yeah. So quite the downgrade. Like, genuinely. And I know Icarus is a piece of shit, but at least Icarus was like someone who had a spine. It's like, you know what? Fuck strong men. I'm gonna go for a bitch.
Yeah, you just fall in love,
Honestly, I think that's more realistic. I see it.
Yeah,
I see it.
Yeah, I definitely.
I see it for sure.
Sometimes
I think I think it's more.
If you're gonna do it, then like do it and like make it like.
Yeah,
but that wasn't the story. Like that's not what the story thought it was doing. Sure. It was just like, oh look, it's a guy who's caring and considerate and puts her first and has feelings. It's like, oh wow, you were definitely a film made in 2024 or whatever you were made because
2020 or
2018 it came out.
Jesus, it was that long ago. Yeah. Holy shit!
It came out right after Endgame.
Yeah,
damn.
I just feel like you can't lead up to Endgame, introduce this crazy team. And then just introduce another team immediately.
Yeah. Why didn't you introduce with Thanos? It's like, oh, because
we consciously didn't know we were aware of ourselves yet.
Something stupid. Made no sense. And that's like a hard thing. Like if you're going to try and do that, like you need to get some really good minds to account for that. Like you need a very satisfying answer. And their answer was, to me, equivalent to like Hulk smash to the question.
It was like it's like below our pay grade, basically. It was like we can't interact with that. Like we have to let that stuff. But it is weird that was the first one after Endgame, after the emotional highs, and then you come out with a movie that's like, oh yeah, we could have stopped all of that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it also makes no sense too because they're essentially their MO is increase the population of the planet, and so we're going to help you create nuclear bombs. and we're gonna let Thanos cut the planet population in half.
Yeah, theoretically, I feel like they should have been activated then.
Absolutely,
as soon as Thanos shows up.
Yeah, because like, oh well, if you need the planet to be populated to a certain point so that your celestial being can hatch from the egg of the earth, then don't let the population cut in half, or you're gonna be fucking delaying it.
Seems like the movie was just to introduce adamantium.
Yeah, which they could have done another way too.
But I didn't mean to turn.
And then
this
we don't
into an
get
Eternals,
and then we don't get Captain America 4 or Falcon 1.
But we can.
I actually haven't seen that.
Captain America 4.
Yeah, we said that.
No, Falcon.
Falcon 1. Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I watched clips of it. He was watching it on his phone at work one day, and I saw clips of it, and that was enough for me to be like, nah.
Well, I told him to. I just knew he wouldn't like it.
Yeah,
I just knew. But
I would also, if I could throw in one more absolute shit show, is fucking Daredevil Born Again.
All right, Spider-Man, Born New Day.
I don't necessarily disagree.
No, I don't disagree with that.
But it's not.
Did you watch Secret Invasion?
She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched She-Hulk either. Oh. Yeah, there's probably things that are worse than that, but
there's
it's
so much worse.
It did what Disney Star Wars did, which was take something that I was like an avid fan of and excited and loved the characters for, and turned me into, I can't even finish this. I don't even care.
Yeah,
it's like that's a miracle.
It was like I was gonna make a reel about this. Pretty much the entire season of Daredevil Born Again 2 is Arrow season 7. Yeah, so.
He's never seen Arrow.
I know he hasn't, but I'm letting the audience know
that you're educated.
Yeah, I scripted a video, but I never actually shot it. But yeah, a lot of stuff that happens in Daredevil Born Again season 2 is pretty much very, very similar to the whole entire season of Arrow season 7. So yeah, they both end up in jail at the end, surrendering themselves to the FBI or whatever. It's a whole thing.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I watched Arrow. Arrow was really good until...
The first couple of seasons of Arrow are some of the best television.
I've heard people really like it.
Yeah. After season 3, it goes downhill. Season 4 sucks. Season 5 is good.
Yeah, it was a good introduction of CW. Like what they were trying to do. It was pretty good. Now they do make him basically Batman, but fine.
I don't know. I guess my idea about it is like, if you exist in a world, if you are a character who exists in a world with no Batman, it makes sense that he would kind of be
that
more closer to Batman. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't hate it, but that is a big critique of it.
All right. We all watched Spider-Man Brand New Day.
We did.
Let's give our ratings out of 10. Mine is not cement, but I'm going to give one.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
No, you go first.
My rating out of 10 right now is an 8.2.
8.2.
Because it's not an 8.5 yet. And it's not an 8 because I think I like it better than Shang-Chi. So 8.2. That's what I'm at.
That's so funny. I'm like somewhat there with you. I gave the Odyssey 8.5.
And that's why I couldn't give it.
And so I'm in between like an 8.5, but not quite a 9, like somewhere like 8.65 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like it enough to call it a 9, but I didn't hate it enough to call it an 8.
Yes.
And I also liked it more than the Odyssey.
I did not.
So, I don't know.
After further thinking about the Odyssey, I'm changing my vote from a 5 to a 4. And I am rating this movie a 4.
Oh, I was close. I said 5.
You said 5.
Give it a 5.
Yeah.
Dang it. I was close.
Yeah.
You guys want to do
this movie?
Non-spoilery stuff?
Sure.
Okay. Before we go any further, I just want to say that I just don't believe that there will be a live action Spider-Man movie that tops any of the Spider-Verse movies.
Does Spider-Man 2...
Spider-Man 2 is the closest.
Yeah.
But outside of Spider-Man 2, I just don't think there will be a live action Spider-Man movie close to it. Any of them.
Wow. I mean, they're
good movies.
Arguably 10 out of 10 animated movies.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't think there's gonna be a live action Spider-Man movie that gets close.
But what if we had Vincent D'Onofrio with whoever plays Vanessa going to therapy?
No. Okay, we got to get rid of the side tangents. But she is in a Netflix show where she is like this secret agent, like sleeper agent that gets awoken. Because I think I didn't watch it, I just saw the trailer. But I think someone tries to kidnap her daughter, and she turns out to be like this super infamous spy who was kind of like a Winter Soldier but a woman. And it's so cringy to watch her in Daredevil Born Again and know that she's also this character.
Interesting.
It'll bother me so much. I honestly want to hate watch it just because.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to commit that much time to it. But I don't know what it's called. I'll tell you guys after this. But you just got to watch the trailer, and it'll infuriate you. So
probably called Vanessa. No, I mean that's probably fair. I really hope they stick the landing on the third one. The first two are solid movies. The thing that stinks though is I actually don't. Aside from moments, I don't remember what the story is on those. I remember Miles having a bad uncle. I remember Kingpin wanting to get his family back.
Yeah,
and I remember Spider-Man 2099 trying to be a bad guy.
It's basically just Miles' arc finding himself.
Yeah, it's mostly, I would say, how do I describe it? It's the heart of what it truly means to be Spider-Man, but also
black.
No, and it's honestly deeper than being black. It's
and Puerto Rican
and Puerto Rican. Yeah, don't forget the Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
There's a group
There's a whole movement. We know.
Yeah,
we could never forget the Puerto Rican.
No, but it's honestly deeper than being Spider-Man. It's dealing with the internalization of what it means to be a hero.
Sure.
And
yeah. No, it's
what society tells you.
They've done the best at a Spider-Man character.
Yeah.
And how to go about it. Then
and
they have
do remember
action. It's so weird. It's the same company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is very interesting.
That's one thing. That's one of my notes actually, is that it doesn't make sense that Tom Holland Spider-Man, the last two movies I'll say, can be good and the Spider-Verse movies be so good, but the Venomverse just be,
it's weird, right?
So bad. It makes no sense.
And I love TASM 2, but and the TASM 2 and Spider-Man 3, that was the company's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
But you made...
It's how do you not learn that when the producers get their hands involved, that it turns to shit? Stop doing that.
And
but, it's not even just Sony's. It's when companies do that to movies.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see a time where executive producers stick their fingers inside of it and give quotas on certain amount of toys and certain diversity of characters, and the film actually turn out to be good. I'd bet the success rate is really low as opposed to giving someone creative freedom to tell a story.
It makes me think about that saying, there's a reason why coaches coach and players play. And it's these filmmakers get these jobs for a certain reason, and you're at a desk producing a movie for a certain reason.
Right.
And so when you try to
keep the numbers in line,
exactly,
do certain things, but don't get in the creative process.
There's a reason why Kevin Feige is stuck to producing this entire time. I guarantee you, if he wanted to direct a movie,
it'd be shit.
Maybe, probably, but no, there's a reason why he stayed behind the scenes and produced and has not got behind the camera and been I'm going to do this myself.
Well, yeah, you could probably see this even though James Gunn's Superman made by James Gunn was written and directed by James Gunn. It, as he's taken on producer role.
But he did that with Supergirl.
He doesn't seem to be able to fit the role of a Feige.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we've had this conversation before.
Right. It's just very interesting to see, there's things that you might take for granted of I could be a producer, I could be a director, I could be a writer. Yeah. And it's you try and do it and it's it's way.
I honestly think it was the same thing with the Snyderverse before. I think I don't want to say you can't wear two hats, but the fact that Zack Snyder was directing everything and also kind of producing everything as well, it didn't really work either. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I think it'd be easier to go from a producer to a director than a director.
Oh, interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think so too.
Because
I would agree with that.
As a director to a producer like James Gunn, you're so used to being the director that once you become the producer, Supergirl happens and you're like, wait, no, and you and the director get.
Yeah.
I just feel like
but I think,
ego of sorts.
Yeah, but I think from a producer standpoint, it's easier to see what works holistically, because as a director, you can shoot something really good and then, you can't really find the movie in the edit and stuff like that. And I mean, that's still the director's role, but there's so much more that goes into it. But I guess it's one of those things that if you're a producer first, you kind of learn from other people's failures instead of your own. And so that if you were to step into the director's chair, you would be able to take all those lessons in versus you just making your own movies. And yeah, you can learn from the mistakes you make.
It'd be very hard to resist the temptation of getting your hands on the camera.
Yeah,
that's fair.
All right, but non-spoilers for Spider-Man.
Okay.
Positives. We can go to positives. I think
Let me get my notes out.
I think it's the best looking of his movies for sure.
Yeah.
I think that Zendaya, this is the first time she looked really, really great compared to the other ones.
I would agree.
Compared to the other ones, yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
The adjective doesn't fit her though.
The other ones were like, they were on purpose making her look this way,
like a crackhead.
Yeah. So I liked that.
Well, she played a crackhead as well, and so
yeah,
and it looked on par. So
yeah,
you're not wrong with that.
Yeah, I like that they didn't do that again.
She's still just as cynical and obnoxious.
I do have points that I want to talk to you about when we get to spoilers.
Okay.
Because there's one specific part that I felt like Gino in the moment, and I was like, "This is Gino." Gino hates this.
I have some Gino points as well.
Like her having.
Nope, we can talk
about it.
Positives. The suit is dope. The web shooters were dope until they weren't there anymore.
I really don't like organic web.
I hate it so much.
Does he look like he shops at Trader Joe's?
That's your best one.
That was a good one. That
wasn't on the nose. I was like, yeah. Okay. You might disagree. I liked Frank Castle in this until a certain point, but I liked his, and I think that one part should have been extended. It was weird that they cut it as short as they did.
When he was mooing in front of the window with the Spider-Man outfit.
There's one part.
So annoying.
There's up to a point is when I liked him, and he was a huge positive in the movie for me. Non-spoilers. I don't know. I think so. I'm gonna say this. You're gonna disagree. You're probably gonna disagree. But looking at it objectively,
no.
I
disagree.
A Spider-Man fan.
I already disagree.
It's wrong.
It is probably the best Spider-Man movie put to screen. I will explain.
Objectively speaking, this is the
objectively.
Best Spider-Man.
I don't think that, but I can see why people would say that. And when we get to spoilers,
your brain is confused.
I will defend
so many times.
I will defend what I said.
God,
I don't think that
is brutally off.
This is like a peak college class. I don't agree with this, but I'm gonna argue it.
Yeah. But I also sat there, and the reason why I don't think this is I sat there, and I love Spider-Man. I think you guys know that. It's my favorite character, favorite anything. I sat there and I didn't feel the feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
Yeah.
You say you didn't feel the feeling?
I didn't feel the feeling. Like TASM 2, No Way Home, I felt it. Like I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
This movie, I just didn't feel it. Now there were other things going on while I was watching the movie, but I don't think that changed it enough for me to just feel the way that I felt. I'm gonna go watch it again, possibly today or this week. But yeah. Okay. I don't think I have anything else, but
okay.
And I will defend that point.
Non-spoilers.
Looking forward to it.
John Watts is a war criminal, and he should be arrested. Same with Bryan Singer. I think Bryan Singer and John Watts are war criminals, and they should be. They should be
Homecoming and Far From Home.
Well, Bryan Singer was the original X-Men trilogy. Yes, Bryan Singer and John Watts are war criminals. They should be arrested for their crimes against comic books. And that was one of my biggest takeaways from this movie.
He likes Homecoming.
Who?
Oh, you don't like Homecoming?
Homecoming's fine.
He liked it better than this movie. I bet you.
Probably.
I can agree with that. Let me think what else.
But objectively, hang on.
Hold on.
Objectively speaking, Homecoming was the best.
Hold on,
Homecoming is probably a better film. It
Not
has
a better
less.
Spider-Man movie.
I can see
I
why
don't know how
someone
you do this.
I can see why someone liked Homecoming more. I would say I like this one better, but dang, I had some more stuff. The Hulk looked really good. Jean Grey is better depicted, or has more depth, I would say,
Then Sophie Turner.
and then Sophie Turner and the other one, I can't think of her name. It's like Mahatma or something like that. Famke Jensen.
Gandhi?
No, it's like Famke Jensen, something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Wolverine. I love you.
Anyways, I don't know how to say her name, but she has more depth than any other Jean Greys. She isn't staring off into space or rolling in her bed, crying about being powerful. Spider-Man didn't
Imagine God. Imagine Gandhi in X-Men 3 standing on top of that hill, and Hugh Jackman's getting his skin torn off.
Logan. Dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, Sadie Sink is the best Jean Grey we've had so far.
It's very interesting.
Peter didn't deserve all that she did to him. She went kind of crazy on him.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know. Like I liked her Jean Grey the most so far. I think that's it. I really like who they cast as Metzger. I think his performance was really interesting. Have you guys watched Severance?
Heard it's really good.
Yeah.
First season's good. We couldn't finish season 2. Every episode was a drag. The ending of season 2 was good, but
the ending of season 2
first half was brutal.
Yeah, the ending of season 2 is good. So I was excited to see him on screen.
Who did he play?
Tillman, I think. Metzger.
Who's
the black guy.
Oh, I thought he was a big name.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, sorry. I was thinking the white guy from Severance.
Oh, no. Mr. Milchick.
Like, where? Yeah. I was like, where did this guy go? Because he's got such a face.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way I missed this. Yeah. That guy.
Liked the damage control director?
Yeah, that is fine.
He played the same character as Severance, which was annoying.
He was pretty much the same person he was in Severance.
I feel like he's already getting typecast. It's annoying when you see an up-and-coming actor. I don't know if he's up-and-coming, but the first time I've seen him, and then he's already getting typecast in his next role, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, he was definitely typecast. I don't know, maybe that's why I liked him, is because he was like basically Mr. Milchick.
Mm-hmm. I thought he was he was very obvious and very dull.
I have ideas on how to fix that.
Make him white?
No,
make him Hartman.
I think that's
I liked
the misdirection, I'll say as well, and we can get into spoilers.
that was not a misdirection.
It
Literally said like, oh, it's a government agency, it's gonna be bad, and he's like, no, the government agency's good. It's like, okay, well obviously the government agency's gonna be bad.
We will get into more spoilers, but not that
from
specific.
The moment Spider-Man got there,
but not from that specific misdirection. That was pretty obvious.
Do you have any non-spoil
English, please?
What just happened?
I don't know. You tell me.
The attempt to do comic book cover shots was interesting. There were some good, like, it was...
Yeah.
I saw what they were doing, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice homage, and it is nice to see someone respect material. So it's like, cool, thanks for that.
Except it was every trailer.
There's that. There were some action sequences that did make me smile, where I'm like, oh, wow, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, the most action-packed Spider-Man movie. For sure.
Maybe.
Probably. From start to the amount of times I cried.
Yeah, there were scenes where I smiled, and I'm like, man, that's cool.
Same.
Surprisingly also with the Hulk, like, which I have like a fundamental problem with the Hulk being in this movie, but there were moments where I was just like, that's dope as hell.
Yeah.
Which was nice to feel.
It was really nice to see, and this is why John Watts should be arrested. It was really nice to see a Spider-Man swing through New York. And
some of the first-person shots, they did a lot of them, and that really could get old, but for some reason it didn't. Each one took a different take. It's like, oh, this is what it looks like carrying a girl. This is it carrying a girl from her perspective, and you're like, okay, cool, yep, I guess that's different. And each one was like, this is nice. Like,
still wasn't as good as TASM 2.
I don't know if it was, but it was close.
TASM 2.
The opening shot of TASM 2 is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you just see the fabric.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. I even remember the music. It's
I think it got close, but I still don't know if it topped it.
TASM 2 is very problematic, but there's so many moments where you could just pause that movie and it's like, oh, that's a wallpaper. That's a wallpaper.
TASM 2's highs as a Spider-Man movie are the highest of any of the movies, but the lows also are the lowest.
I don't know. There's that shot in Spider-Man 2 where he's on a tower and you see Dr. Octopus's reflection from his mask.
And then it zooms
out.
Yeah.
That's really cool. One of the best
cool
Spider-Man scenes
that doesn't touch.
It's close. It's a very good shot. It's probably one of the most memorable shots from Tobey's Spider-Man movies.
I liked when he swung through the back part and the trailer of the semi.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
It's like that feeling. And they put that in the trailer. Yeah. But it's still like when you do it, you're like, oh, Jesus, that was fucking cool.
Overrated.
But anything else? No, I don't like this movie.
Chloe, Gino, you really moved on that piss.
A non-spoiler negative is they showed way too much in the trailer.
Ooh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I think that the stretch would have been better. I think the whole homage to the comic book covers would have been cool to see for the first time. Like, you didn't even have them in the movie enough for it to be in the trailer. Like, you just put in the trailer to show they were going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So if it would have been just like, whoa, this is cool. Like, if they showed the Hammerhead guy, who's like a very D-list villain.
Yeah.
You show Boomerang.
Yeah.
You just showed all these guys. It would have been so much better if it wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah.
The Hulk part would have been so much better if it wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, you obviously knew it was going to be the Hulk. Even if he wasn't in the trailer, you knew it was going to be the Hulk. But like that doom, you're like, oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been better.
Yeah.
Without the trailer. I think they showed way too much. Because you basically see the movie. Like, you see all the fight scenes in the trailer.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't tell you is who the person swinging between the consciousnesses of different human beings is.
Everybody
knew who it was because we saw who was casted in the movie.
Dude, there were so many people who are still like in denial that she was Jean.
Oh, Jean.
Yeah. Well,
she was great, Jean.
The only thing they didn't show was like the end, the whole end part.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you guys showed the whole movie in the trailer. I hate that so much. That's why I'm starting to stop watch trailers.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'll watch the teaser where they show a couple shots, but that's it. All right. Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
We're going into the spoilers.
Sadie Sink is Uncle Ben.
I think I would have liked this movie better if that's what happened.
That was...
Oh man, we got Gandhi. We got Gandhi as freaking as Jean Grey and Sadie Sink as Uncle Ben. It's 2026.
all over the place. Does Gino just go first? Is the one moment of the MJ moment that I thought of you was when they're in
the fucking ship
and he's like,
I don't know how electromagnetic works. Oh no.
Wait, what?
No. He says,
continue.
I did it to save you. Like I did it to protect you.
Mhm.
And she's like, well, I've been almost killed for the past whatever. In my mind, I'm like, but you were safe for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then also I've been almost killed is the point. You're not dead.
Yeah, because of me.
Yeah.
And the only reason why they're coming after you is because I still have that memory of it.
It was-
Like, if it was a regular villain,
Yeah.
you would still be safe. It's just it just so happens that this is a mind-reading villain and they know that I know you. Like, you still would have been safe if this was Rhino.
Yeah.
You know, like
It did kind of bother me that he didn't explicitly say like, oh, like I guess that would have gave it away that he knew her before, so maybe not. But he just like was like, oh, there's someone after you, but I can't tell you why, and I don't know. I got a little annoying. I think that's a bit of a cliche.
Damn.
the twist with her was fantastico.
When
On the roof,
Yes.
that was
And the
perfect.
only
that was
reason-
good moment.
perfect.
The only reason why I said it was fantastico is because when she said his name, I rolled my eyes to the back of my head and I was like, no way you
Yeah.
just did this.
Yeah,
You just made a kiss bring her memories back?
Oh, I guess I knew
was-
before that. So
Or, yeah, no, I'm saying the whole time because she was like, we knew each other. Like, there's something here. And I was like, come on. There's nothing there.
As soon as she said that, I knew it was Jean.
I didn't know until
I see. I didn't gather that, and
it was amazing.
I was not a fan. I was with you, whereas like I'm not a fan of the fact that this magical spell
Yes.
can be underwritten. I hate what they did with Ned too. It's just like,
will explain that to you. Do you want me to explain it now or let you go in your little rant?
No, keep going.
is it because he's got the little tingle?
I don't
No,
think.
it's
I
that
don't
the
think.
justification?
It's muscle memory. He doesn't remember him.
Yeah, he doesn't remember him.
It's just when MJ, remember when he went out, she said Peter.
Yeah,
He said Peter. Or he said Spider-Man's name is Peter. So then when he did the handshake, it was just his muscle memory kicking in. And then he was like, Peter, he was just putting 2 and 2 together. He doesn't remember.
yeah.
That's what
So as
I'm
long as his
hoping.
memory doesn't come back, then sure. The muscle memory, sure.
I'll go down on my rating if I'm wrong.
Sure. Yeah. If Ned's memory comes back because of a fist bump, that's fucking retarded.
And another one that well,
Don't worry,
really
guys.
emphasize that.
Don't worry, guys. I edit this podcast.
another one that people were trying to say was when she did that big boom. And remember
3 big booms.
Wait, what?
3 big booms. He's not on there.
Oh, he's not on the internet.
He doesn't get it. It's an internet.
We'll show you later.
I've seen the internet.
When she did the big thing and it had both of them
Yeah.
and like it showed them and then it showed her crying.
Yeah.
People are trying to say on the internet that gave them their memories. And
I think it did.
And if that's true, that's also dumb, and I'll also dock down.
So you said that. So you think that it takes away the weight of No Way Home
completely.
if it does, but it's also been several years. Like I could see if this movie if it took place like a year later, yeah, that'd be dumb. But they've spent a long time away from each other.
Yeah, but another
Which thing are we complaining about?
Because he doesn't think that they should ever get their memories back.
No.
No, if magic is a thing
yeah,
and it works, time shouldn't be
no,
a way to erase it.
No.
Unless Dr. Doom said like every curse has a half-life, and there's a chance that Doctor Strange says every curse has a half-life, and so at some point some people might start getting their memories back, and I can't account for that. Then it's just like cool, like,
but they didn't.
But they don't do that. They just said everyone is Peter Parker.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it if it's just them two and it's Jean Grey's, because like, and I saw TikTok about this. So, but a guy pointed out that basically the same thing happens in Dark Phoenix, whichever one when Sophie's Turner is still Jean Grey. She gives Wolverine his memories back.
But she does that on purpose, right?
Well, yeah, she does it on purpose. But what I'm saying is,
I mean, this is a power scaling issue when it comes to like, does mutant powers have the ability to trump magic or not?
I would say that Jean Grey is probably stronger than Doctor Strange,
but she's not there yet to me. Also, another negative I have is like, it is a pretty long movie, right? Like,
yeah,
I think the first half should have been. Okay, stay with me. I think the first half should have made us felt those 4 years more than just a very short montage.
I agree with that.
Have what did he do when the Void was there, when the New Avengers were doing? What did he do when Fisk was doing what he was doing? You have all these world-breaking events happening in New York.
I don't care about that.
Oh, I thought about the whole time.
No, I was just thinking about the pool scene with Florence. It was so stupid.
Oh, I liked it. But you have 4 years. You have 4 years. Why not do stuff like that? Like plug in little things to help us connect the world together.
It's tough because there's so much to cover because you have to account for his ascension to the Spider-Man that he is at that point 4 years later, but you also have to do the underlying work of
for sure
expressing that disconnect. So I don't know. I would say it is a low point of the movie, but it's such a tall task to do and also be able to fit in everything that happens with everything post that as well.
And it's not like Destin's fault.
Yeah.
The MCU's fault for making me, and maybe other people think this way, but for making me even give them the credit of this is all in New York. Let's make it all make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you went to Endgame.
Where's Fisk?
Yeah, when you went to Endgame, remember when they did the time travel, they did the cool thing of showing what the Ancient One was doing during the Battle of New York. That was cool. You showed us a whole different. Why not do a little? You don't even have to do it big. It's just a montage of like you see the Void in the sky.
You know what they could have done? You know what they could have done is they could have just made that scene where he's next to his washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
If they showed him like getting captured by the Void in that part, like he just was like in the Void and then comes back.
You could make him go in the Void, and then during the whole mayor stuff, you could have him like trying to web up the task force just quickly.
Honestly, now that you mentioned it, I think I probably would have preferred that instead of the panel shots because at least then
you can have all of it. It can be very quick.
I mean, that's 3 hours. That's 3 hours at that point. I mean, I don't know, but
panel shots. Wait, what are you saying?
No, I'm saying like the montage panel shots. Like
I'm not saying full scenes. I'm saying if you just like hinted like he just went in the Void, that's 2 seconds, and then you can montage to webbing up task force stuff, and you can have like a Fisk billboard or something. Just 2 seconds. Like it can be. You can call that sloppy or like. Whatever, but that's so quick that at least you tried. At least you tried to connect the whole New York together.
Yeah.
And I was just like, geez, like these past couple of years we've had New York events and we didn't see Spider-Man. Like what was he doing? Just
this movie like really shits on like Daredevil Born Again because
it says it's
like I mean the show itself sucked so bad, and I think Disney read the room where they're like, okay, we can't account for this because no one's watching the show. Which in a sense is kind of smart, but I also, strictly speaking, as much as I don't consider Born Again canon, because it's not, like none of those characters are the same characters as the Netflix show.
What would be? Oh, you're saying it's not canon to the OG?
Yeah, I just don't count it. It's like it's just same thought process as like the new trilogy on Star Wars. It's not real Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my head, like it ends with the Return of the Jedi, because those characters are so bad that it's not real to me. But if you're gonna follow the rules of writing, then I mean, if we're to believe that Kingpin somehow can have a task force and his ratings in the city are up, meaning at least half the population are against vigilantes, in this movie, they are very much so pro-vigilante Spider-Man. Don't have any aversion to the concept of vigilantism. The police are actively working.
That's interesting because there is
2 different places.
There are those man on the street shots in Sam Raimi's universe where like you get to see kind of the POV of Spider-Man, and like he puts on the black suit, and there's that one line where the black dude's, it's so funny because it's like going viral on TikTok again, where he's like, man, I thought Spider-Man was a good guy. Who's my daughter supposed to look up to now? And it cuts to people like making fun of him, like your daughter should look up to you, but it still exists in the movie.
That's funny.
It still exists. It still exists as a street level opinion of Spider-Man that doesn't necessarily exist in this iteration of Spider-Man.
Yeah. So it's just like that to me is just like, okay, even more confirmation that Deadpool sees Born Again just doesn't Daredevil Born Again does not exist. Mm-hmm. It's just not real.
It's also weird because like you get the man on the street stuff in Born Again, but you don't get it in a Spider-Man.
Not believable whatsoever.
They definitely look like propaganda
for sure.
Keep going, Gino. I want you to rapid fire all of it.
Rapid fire. What's wrong with this film?
Yeah, might as well.
Because like, I feel like it'd be easier to get your negatives and like
and write off of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then we can go into like more positive, I guess, after.
So I've tried to make the case in prior statements that like the reason we watch films and listen to stories is because we're trying to learn how to live, right? Mm-hmm. We want to find someone heroic that we can aspire to be like. We want to look at villains and we learn what not to be like. It gauges our morality when we watch these stories, and a good story teaches us to reflect on our own problems, and we're like, man, well, I remember, Spider-Man did this, I'm kind of going through the same thing. Maybe I could try this, right? Like it forms us, not explicitly, because obviously I'm not Spider-Man, but there's moments where you could be like, I know that being resentful in this moment is not the best thing. Mm-hmm. And I one of the things that informed my understanding of that was through my heroes that I watched as a kid, right?
Yeah.
The only way that works in stories is if characters have agency, which means that there has to be cause and effect, and what you do leads to the next thing. And this film is not a this, therefore that. It is this, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. Nothing happens.
For me to more grasp what you're saying.
Sure. So Spider-Man is... I'm trying to think, when does the Jean Grey character start showing up in the story? What's her first?
The beginning.
With the tank.
The tank. Okay. Yeah, it just happens, right? There's nothing. Now, while things do happen to us in life that we now have to kind of dance with and roll with, that just happens to Spider-Man, right? And then he
gets a call that a tank just got stolen, and then he gets in his suit and he goes.
Yeah.
So now he's fighting this tank, and then he follows this character, and then the tank explodes, and then he goes to the Department of Defense or whatever it's called, and they tell him of damage control, and then they tell him he needs help, and then he's like, okay, I'll help you, and then MJ gets brain raped, and it's just all of these things and Peter is responding to these things. None of his decisions lead to the next part of the film. Nothing that he does really impacts the film except for a few moments, the very end is a moment where a decision he makes therefore leads to this happening in the character arc of both the Punisher and Jean Grey. And that's a good moment. The final thing.
Yeah. Do you not, I guess I kind of see that as a positive of how sporadic his life is as Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like he
can't ground himself. Like he's so on the go, like he's on, and that's a part of like how the police commissioner is like, you need to slow down.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of part of his life as Spider-Man. I think it the whole, I guess, through line of Spider-Man is like it's a struggle. Like being Spider-Man is so taxing that there is a struggle of like finding himself, and then also the fact that he doesn't really have a life outside of Spider-Man.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's a fair point. I do think that the story could have been better constructed to try to show how his decisions to put on the suit lead to negative consequences, rather than like, if he didn't put on the suit, he's kind of culpable for the damage. Like he's obviously not the bad guy causing the damage, but at the end when the bank robbery comes up. He's like, should I be there? She's like, we can handle a bank robbery.
Or he was trying.
And so it's like, cool, I know that this is taken care of. So like a work-life balance moment is possible there. But if he sees that and does nothing, like he is going to have to wrestle with the fact that like I saw or knew of someone in danger and I did nothing despite the fact that I needed to do this. So like if you really wanted to wrestle with this work-life balance thing, then you need to get to the point where as I continue to choose Spider-Man, my judgment is getting so flawed that I'm actually hurting people instead of saving people. You get one instance of that with the Scorpion fight, and it's not even his fault. And then his blood just mutates, and you're like, sure, I guess. Like,
I think that.
I agree with that.
I think the time thing would have helped with the mutation, like believing the mutation as well. Seeing him go through 4 years of like actual like high anxiety, like what she was saying, high anxiety levels. You're stressing. Like if you see it progress, for us it was like. He's not, he is. And it's like, if we pull those 4 years and stretch it a little bit, you actually believe that something is going on. And that's the...
Yeah. And it stinks that he has no loved ones in this because you could teeter-totter in a sense where, like, by you being Spider-Man and not being there for this group of people, you could show the negative ramifications of you not being there.
That's one thing that we do get with the Raimi movies is we actually get to see the balance of like being Spider-Man too much. Things happens with him and MJ and Ant-Man and stuff like that.
And MJ sucks.
And MJ does suck in the Raimi movies,
and
but
in this movie,
I hate she's definitely worse in Raimi's movies.
She's like the worst person ever.
Aside from the fact that she kisses James Franco.
I forget that he's in those movies.
I don't. I don't.
That was our introduction to James Franco, kind of.
Was it? Mine was.
For me, it was, yeah.
Pineapple Express.
No, I wasn't privy to that at that age.
Oh.
But
I mean, that to me is just like, it's more an agency thing. Like, does our hero impact the story? And on average, it's more like, here's set piece. Here's Spider-Man in that set piece. And it's like, oh, what's after that? And it's like, it's next set piece.
The next Lego set.
I agree with that. I also do think there was a visual weight to this movie because, again, John Watts is a war criminal. And
it did look good.
There was just like so much writing on people wanting to see Spider-Man in a Spider-Man movie. And so because of that, I think there's so many action set pieces because people saw the previous 3 movies and they're like, I want to see Spider-Man do Spider-Man stuff. I don't want to see him be Iron Boy Jr. I want him
to be... Which he still was because he still had Siri in his head.
We'll explain that in a second. Yeah, I'm on your side.
I'm on your side with that, but also I kind of see a connection that they could make with him and Iron Man that would be really interesting. But yeah, he still just wasn't. I don't know. There's like, you see Toby fighting his villains, and he don't got any help or whatsoever. His mask is ripping apart. It looks like a pair of dirty underwear on his face.
Right.
Like,
and he's just going, and then the Hulk can smash Peter across bricks and bricks and bricks, and there's no tears in his suit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the Hulk makes no tears in his suit.
To go to the set piece, they did make it. Destin and Tom made it apparent that they're listening to the fans, taking everything positive from the previous movies and looking at the Insomniac games. Like there were actual, like the very first rooftop scene is from the Insomniac game. Yeah. Like when you kick somebody off of a ledge, he goes and he saves them or he thrips them just because he doesn't kill. So I think they listened almost too much to everybody.
Yeah.
We have to have Spider-Man swinging. We have to have Insomniac game fighting. We have to have the stuff from the Raimi. We have to have a suit that kind of looks like both of them combined. We have to have him like Andrew in this way. We have to have him more like this. So I think they just listened a lot to what everybody wanted. That's why it's getting so many positive reviews, I think, is because everything you wanted is in this movie. Like the general audience, I would say.
Yeah, I just don't think, as much as this is actually kind of weird to say, but I don't think the audience should dictate what the movie is. Like, we go to listen to other people tell stories because we hope that there's some wisdom in them. So, like, if I knew the wisdom I needed, I wouldn't be coming to you.
No, for sure.
Therefore, you need to know more than me, and I trust you.
Well, there's also
you making the story.
You also need to listen to, like, that's why I say they overdid it.
Sure.
Like, we need Spider-Man swinging in New York. That's something you need to listen to your people about. Like, we need a good suit. We need a good Peter. Like, there's certain stuff that you should listen to them about, and I think they listen to too much. It just got
sure.
Well, so there's this whole so a lot of stuff is coming out about the movie and like the process, and apparently like the movie we got is different from what was shown at test screenings, and it was a bit of a darker tone in the test screenings that they got, and they took audience feedback and they removed some things, and then Tom Holland had to fight to get some things back in, and so it's like I get that it kind of test screenings are weird because I don't know how to really choose people. I'm almost certain it's basically almost random, and it's tough because like who you put in that test screening is going to matter, and I don't necessarily think they factor that in. I think they just I don't know how they choose who goes into a test screening, but at the same time I think you have to take information with a grain of salt, and I just don't think whether it's 2, 3, or however many test screenings you do, that the fans or whoever's watching should 1000% dictate what goes in and what goes out. I think there should be certain beats that you consider, like if there's a beat of the movie that you've been struggling with and you get to a test screening and you see, oh, the audiences don't really like that, then I think you should pivot. But to know that there was stuff that the actor who's been Spider-Man for several years and the director behind the scenes have to fight for certain stuff to be in the movie because of a test screening, that bothers me a lot. And I don't know for sure if whatever they took out would have made the movie better or would have made it worse.
Right.
But to know that they had to have that fight just bothers me because it shouldn't be that way.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of strange because when you were talking, I was thinking of like, would Quentin Tarantino do it? I wonder if he does test screenings, but if he does, would he bend to them?
Exactly.
It's like, I have an idea for a story. Okay, what is it? It's about a black guy who partners with a white guy in a racist South of America, and he eventually gets his freedom.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little dark. The audiences didn't really enjoy that scene. It's just like, I just told you, it is about a black guy who is trying to gain his freedom in racist Southern America.
Yeah.
They're not going to like the scene.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? Like, if you have a story that you are going to tell, then just tell the story.
Yeah.
But like when you have essentially a studio telling a story where it's just like, we need toys, marketing, we need some toys from the other movies to show that it's in the same universe, so we're going to put Hulk in. The ability to tell a story, it's so weird, but like the fact that this is in the MCU, I'm getting tired of this gimmick now.
I think it's because you don't like I don't really like them to this extent either, but like the cameo fests, like almost, because we've talked about this before. It used to be a cameo is like a quick thing and you're like, oh wow, that's kind of cool
to show that it's in the same universe.
Nick Fury just showed up. Nick Fury's also in Thor. Nick Fury's also in this. Like, it's all connected.
Or like when we're watching Daredevil Born Again,
and Vanessa
like,
shows up.
How can this be there because I don't see Spider-Man?
Yeah.
And so there's so much juggling that I am constantly trying to do when I should just be listening to the story that's in front of me, but I'm trying to do
you're
math.
saying like the world is getting so convoluted almost to where it's like you think about
like I get pissed at Born Again because it doesn't show Spider-Man, but then when Spider-Man shows Hulk, I get pissed because it's like there's no winning anymore. It just feels like the game is kind of up.
Interesting.
I'm not interested in the fact that they're connected. One of the best parts about the Penguin essentially is it didn't matter.
Yeah.
In a sense that like it created its own Gotham. The only thing it was connected to was the Batman. But it was so refreshing to be like, I'm just listening to this story as opposed to, well, hang on a second, where would Superman be in this moment?
But don't you think that a part of that is like the reason why you think that way in Daredevil Boarding It is because of how big of a story they're trying to tell? Like if you told a smaller story in Daredevil, I'm not worried about Spider-Man showing up. But when you tell me that
all of
Mayor
New York
is literally called we got guys dressed as spiders.
Yeah,
like he shouts them out, and he says all vigilantes. When you make it so big to where
and
Spider-Man,
all of New York is on lockdown. And the
to where
bridges
Spider-Man should show up, or the new Avengers should do something.
Yeah.
It could be, because you could argue that the scope of the Penguin is still small enough to justify Batman not showing up.
He doesn't need to show up.
But it is starting to get to the point where I am fatigued by the interconnectedness, and I would rather just have a self-contained story.
It's interesting to
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree completely. I don't know. There's like, again, it's like the comic books are the blueprint for the MCU, right? And so there are so many self-contained stories. There's one issue comics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, unfortunately, I feel like their approach to TV shows is what ruined it. I think if you were able to tell more self-contained stories in the TV shows and not necessarily have them in the MCU, it would have made for a better, I guess, division between the two, right? Because say, for instance, you do, WandaVision is WandaVision, and that's one of the reasons why I do like Loki more. It's because it's connected to the MCU, but it's not at the same time, right? Like, and until season 2, but season 1 itself has nothing really to do with the MCU except for the first 10 minutes where you see him take the Tesseract and you leave, and it's this whole adventure that has nothing to do with the MCU. You can enjoy it without thinking about where Thor is at this time and all this stuff. But then season 2 comes and blah, 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 blah. But we're talking about season 1. And so I think if I don't know, many people didn't watch Ironheart, but it was nice to see that it wasn't connected, right? You have Obadiah Stane's son, so there's that connection there. But again, you've never seen him on screen before, so it's something new. And there's no, after Ironheart ends, if there was ever a season 2, it would also be self-contained because she's dealing with things like Mephisto and stuff like that, right? So I just think Secret Invasion shouldn't exist. I'm just running through all the shows.
What do you think about, instead of making the shows, making these type of small scale as movies?
Oh, I think that would work too. Like, I think
you should get rid of the shows completely.
I think maybe there are some Disney Plus movies that have to do with the MCU. Like, I think the Punisher special presentation was a good example of it. I don't think it was that good, but I think it could exist. I feel like if you took the Ironheart show, could have just been a Disney Plus movie. I think
you just make it so like street level, but it feels
yeah, exactly. Like I don't necessarily think what Marvel was doing on Netflix, I think it should have just continued and left and been its own thing.
Right. You can just say
it felt like its own thing, and that's what made it good.
Yeah.
Like,
Daredevil did not feel like he was in the same.
Right, and it was just small things like, oh, the city is getting rebuilt from what happened in the Battle of New York.
Yeah,
and so you can see a citizen's perspective of that, and so it is filling in the gaps of the story without invading too much. Where Iron Man would never invade, and
that's what I'm
Daredevil.
saying. Like, if you make these stories so that level, like in the movie, she says you have small potatoes. Kind of not really, but like if you actually make a small potatoes like story that the Avengers don't have to come in, or Spider-Man, like, awesome. Like, I'm not gonna think about where Spider-Man's at, but when you tell me that the New York shut down, or if you're the new Avengers,
that all the cops are just shooting people regardless of evidence and calling them vigilantes.
And that you have new Avengers where New York is literally under attack, and Spider-Man is an ex-Avenger. It's not in his character to not be there.
Yeah.
So he
doesn't have a work-life balance. He'd be there.
Exactly. He's struggling with doing too much Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But when the mayor of the city is killing its citizens, he's not Spider-Man there.
So it's just again, it's not Spider-Man. It's not Spider-Man Brand New Day's fault.
Yeah.
It's the MCU's fault for trying to tell us that this all is connected and not showing us in the right ways that it's connected.
Yeah.
You're showing us by bringing in the Hulk when we don't need the Hulk in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Or you're like, just that stuff. It's like, dude, show Spider-Man where he needs to be. Show Hulk where he needs to be. I get there's rights. Like, there's issues.
Yeah.
Not movie related.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately, that is why the Hulk's in this movie.
Yeah.
Because they want to continue his story, but because of rights, they have to do it a certain way. Yeah. So
also
knowing that doesn't necessarily, it takes away from the story, but knowing that kind of puts me at ease, knowing that if they were able to do a World War Hulk movie or send the world or the Hulk anywhere off planet, they would, and just do a movie about it. But because they can't, he has to be teaching college. So I don't know. As it bothers me, but it's at a point where I understand why. I just think they did the multiverse saga all wrong. I think we should have gotten more movies in different universes and then just brought them together for a Doomsday or a Secret Wars. It's pretty much like, I hate to say it, it's what they did with the CW, right? Like Black Lightning was in a different universe, Supergirl was in a different universe, and then Stargirl was in a different universe, and then this big multiversal threat happens, and they all come together to fight this multiversal threat, and then go back to their universes. The whole Eternal thing was like, it would have made more sense if Eternals was in a different universe, and then they could have done Eternals too. They could have,
in a sense, Guardians of the Galaxy was in its own universe.
Exactly.
When it finally turned ours, you're like, awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Like,
and that's why the first Avengers is dope. That's why Infinity War is dope, is because they had their own thing.
Yeah.
Felt like their own thing.
Exactly.
And the multiverse was an excuse to be able to start from the ground up again without cameo fests.
Yeah, exactly. So we could have,
and they didn't do that.
We could have had an existing pre-existing relationship between Dr. Doom and Reed Richards that isn't a couple lines. Did you do this? Now, obviously, we haven't seen Doomsday, but like even in the trailer of Doomsday, seeing Sue Storm tell this story about Dr. Doom, it's like, oh, he was a nice guy, and I knew he was sad, but I didn't know he was broken. Like, it's not gonna feel earned, because we could be on the third Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of unearned things,
you also could bring in Black Panther. It's like,
exactly.
You have
from another universe.
You could out of nowhere bring a Black Panther.
Yeah.
Like, but look at how much we set.
And then imagine, think about how more exciting the post Secret Wars would be if there was already an X-Men. Or I mean, there already was an X-Men, but like a more recent X-Men that we knew were gonna come to the MCU,
and then to see who got to stay.
Yeah, and to see who got to stay,
right,
and who they recast or whatever.
Speaking of
unearned payoffs, the flashback scene where Aunt May calls Peter Parker beautiful and gives him a generic warning that she would have no reason to give him, that happens to perfectly be worded in a way that aligns with Jean Grey's trauma.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I think it was a little bit. I think it was a little bit of Inception. Cheating. I think it was a little bit of Inception.
No, that was cheating.
I don't think that's what she actually said. I
think he allowed her in his mind,
and he just happened to have a sit down from his aunt who talked about, you know what? At some point,
I think
things might change.
I'm saying because he let her in, he could kind of.
Yeah. He could kind of puppet master the conversation.
So he could.
I don't think she actually said
fucked
that.
him, and she got a hint of that memory.
But that was just beginning. She didn't get to where words were being said.
I think
can hold water for this.
I'm not holding water for this one.
I think the actual conversation is different.
Yeah, I'm on his train.
She saw what she said or what she heard.
I'm on his train because everybody else got mind R word, like you said.
Yeah,
he said, "Go ahead."
Yeah, it's my turn.
And that was
and lied to her
and just adjusted.
Bro, you like it.
It was a dream inside of a dream.
It was a dream.
No,
exactly.
That's not what happened.
And
then
he got out.
You are meant to infer that she is let in, and that he is showing her a core memory of his aunt that he lost. And that moment could have been a payoff if that scene
maybe his
had
aunt did
happened
call
in
him beautiful.
Movies.
Maybe his aunt.
You don't know his
beautiful.
Aunt.
You don't know.
You don't know his aunt.
You don't know.
She could have.
My mommy calls me beautiful.
Wow. That makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
If those scenes would have happened in prior
water for
movies, then you take that scene and you give it a new interpretation. You're like, oh, look at that. That could have been cool. Like if it would be equivalent to taking with great power comes great responsibility, and then you bring in a bad guy who's really struggling with something about responsibility, and then you reinterpret that scene, and you're like, oh fuck, it would have
made more sense. To your point, I think it would have made more sense if they flash back. No, if they flash back to Aunt May dying and made that conversation longer, just a little bit.
That would have been interesting. Or just put her there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She switches places.
Yeah,
she switches places with Peter as Aunt May's dying, and then maybe she says like, in addition to or before, with great power comes great responsibility, we see an extended version of that scene where she talks about people are going to come at you. You still got to be good. Blah blah blah.
No. I don't like extending things because it's like, why didn't I see it?
Yeah.
I guess. Unless it's like she's talking and then in that movie there happens to be a cut away to a different action scene and we come back to Aunt May dying, then you have an excuse to fill in the gaps because she was saying.
I mean, I guess that's what I was.
If they took out beautiful, it works a little better.
It does work a little bit better.
Like,
however,
I agree with you because when she said beautiful, I was like, why would she say that to Peter?
No, why would she say any of these things to Peter? Imagine like you've got a kid, right? And you're like, hey son, I need to talk with you. Things are gonna change. You probably don't know how much they're gonna change, but they're going to. And you're beautiful, and when things go bad, you don't have to be bad. You can be good.
I assume this is around the realm when she found out he had powers because she comes in and is like, just because you have powers, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean you don't have to listen
don't think the conversation was that unrealistic. I'm going to be
beautiful is the only part I'll give you.
Everything I don't think it's that crazy for that specific Aunt May to like be like, hey, you're changing. She sees all these Avengers doing all this stuff. She knows that Peter is going to eventually one day be an Avenger.
People are going to do bad things to you.
Yeah, people are going to do bad. I don't think it's that crazy.
But where's that coming from for her?
Life?
Other than...
I don't know, because she sees that
she's an MCU.
Because she's a superhero. People are going to do bad things to you, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
they're going to.
She knows he's a superhero.
Why does that character feel the urge to say those things?
She's basically his mom.
Yes, but people... have past experiences, and their past experiences are what drive them to give advice, right? What past experiences do we, the audience, have to infer why Aunt May would do that?
That's why it's so vague. She doesn't give a specific. She's just like, listen, you're Spider-Man. Bad things are going to happen.
She's also she's effectively his mom.
Yeah,
your mom's going to give you advice about life.
Even if she hasn't been there, your mom is going to try and her best way possible put herself in your shoes.
She's going to say something like, as you change, be careful that you don't get too arrogant, because, just because you're the shit doesn't mean that you're like, the advice is so specific to Jean Grey's trauma that you have to ask, why would someone tell someone this advice unless it's also coming from something specific to you? What do we have evidence of that Aunt May has gone through that and we don't? The scene is cheating. It's inventing bullshit so that Jean Grey can have a moral change.
I don't know. I think as a parent, I could give my child advice, even if they go into career field I know nothing about.
Yeah.
I could give them advice on how to navigate that career field.
Especially if you know like a superhero's probably bad things are gonna happen to you.
And you gotta think about everything that's happened in MCU New York. She's lived there long enough to know.
People are going to hurt you, Peter.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that you have to be resentful. Why are you telling me this, Auntie? Because I have a feeling that you are gonna need this when you
Miles, Auntie May.
No, dude, I'm not giving you
it's
that.
Cheating.
I'm not giving it.
The beautiful is the
Can
only
we please
part
talk
that
about Jean Grey?
Hold on.
Gina Lane Grey. Get her name right.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't deserve it. She's evil.
The tech real quick.
The tech?
I think that another thing that would have helped the tech is if you put 4 years and make us feel the 4 years and have him gradually building his tech because he is smart. Instead, you tease us at the end of Brand New Day that he's broke and
but
has
can
a sewing
invent
machine.
DNA altering machines in his apartment. And the material you need to make version 2 of that, the Punisher has those materials because bombs. Really?
Because the bombs have the same thing.
Well, but no,
You know how many decades it would take scientists to make DNA sequencing alteration?
Comic.
No.
Yeah, they're smarter.
It is such full of shit.
They're
Tony
smarter.
Stark had a whole table with projectors of stuff that he could move around.
Yeah, he's just smarter. There's no
DNA
living scientist that can make an arc reactor. And Tony Stark did it easy.
We're not going to
power scale knowledge.
Really? We're not going to power scale knowledge.
We're not going to power scale
invent
knowledge.
that you can make a doohickey this small powered by nothing because energy costs
MCU.
Oh, so we just give it a pass
because
we
they
don't have to use any logic
or
this big universe building coherence.
They have shown us over the years that they're so much more advanced than we are, obviously.
Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci can't invent an arc reactor.
Yeah.
So
you guys are dying
Nikola
on
Tesla
a hill.
Is not inventing an arc reactor.
Don't think about it. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
No, I'm telling you, if you think about it and see how much stuff they have that we don't have.
Yeah.
No.
It's just a power scale of knowledge.
No.
We don't have things.
No.
We don't have a bracelet that can turn us not into the Hulk.
Yeah,
Can't
exactly.
do that.
Because that's not a character.
We don't even have a bracelet that can stop cancer.
We don't. Dude, I'm not giving you that either. They've shown us so many times where their technology is so advanced.
Yeah.
They have nanotech.
Yeah.
We don't have nanotech.
We can't. There's no one on this earth that can make an Iron Man suit, dude.
But it's believable when Iron Man does it in his movie. In this, it's just like, hey, I need to hang on. I'm just going to go up to Dr. Banner. Is it possible to alter DNA sequences? He's like, that's crazy, but theoretically, I mean, yeah, you could. Like, that's a scientific question of a generation. That's decades of research building shit. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go into my apartment and build it real quick. Never mind how I got it molded. Where's the casting? How do you mold that piece of metal without something casting the metal in?
Bro, he had a 3D printer at his desk. He's asking how he molded it.
A metal 3D printer? I'm too deep for asking how this piece of device that would change the future of humanity was made.
Something that would help.
Hang on. Just let me finish this. This is so fucking stupid. So I'm actually thinking that's not too deep. You just start used to it.
Too much.
So no. So he has. It's oh my fucking god! You are so annoying.
The Wakandas have shoes that make their clothes.
The Wakandans shouldn't exist. Their technology makes no fucking sense anyways.
That's what I'm saying. It's a whole world.
No, I don't buy Wakanda. Wakanda's a bunch of bullshit anyways. But
oh my god.
Okay, once you invent a magical doohickey that's just like, hey, it can cure cancer. Why? Because I said so. Okay, like you've broken anything in this world, but you have something. You know, I don't know if you know this, but when Apple makes a MacBook, in order for it to cast that metal into that shape, it needs to have something to cast it into. It needs to have molten hot metal. All of this takes energy and space. All of it takes time. It takes resources. It takes research and development, right?
Yeah.
But no. Freaking broke as a joke. Peter Parker has all of those things in his apartment and somehow can make it in a week, makes it work on his thing. It's not quite good enough, but then he's got to go to the boat with discount Punisher because it's not the Punisher.
It is the
But all he does
is just like, hey, do you happen to have these things? He's like, yeah. And it's like, why do you have those things? And MJ's like, bombs. Like, that's not enough.
But he doesn't remake the device. He just uses the soldering irons to tweak it though.
Because that's just the way it works, right? All you got to do is...
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, my DNA works. It's not the Punisher anymore.
How?
Because it is...
The only part I'll give you is the end. Other than that, they should have extended his speech when he was talking to him, when he's like, you think that if my people weren't here for 1 second, I wouldn't give all of this up and go, like, say something. Like, that speech, I was like, bro, I'm locked in. This is Frank Castle. This is like a actual Daredevil speech. And then they cut it off because he's like, I got to go. They should have extended that way longer.
John Bernthal can give performances. That is true.
How is he not the Punisher?
Because if you watch all of the character arcs that this person goes through and all the experiences that he went through, starting from Daredevil season 1, some of the things that he still has trauma with, he wouldn't have trauma with anymore, and some of the things that bother him just wouldn't bother him.
Are you talking about his show too? Because you watched his show.
I didn't. I got about halfway through season 1, but even just in the material of Daredevil, there's so much character development that happens just in season 2 of Daredevil that you.
I agree. I would say
so much leg room.
I would say there's a lot of regression with his trauma.
He's stuck in the same character point because we need an unhinged, trauma-ridden Punisher.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just like, well, if he gets healed, what will he do? Well, he couldn't keep doing the stuff. So we just reset him all the time.
I agree with that.
Like, oh, look, it's
I agree with that.
The only part that I didn't like is him slamming doors, because that's where I agree.
Slamming doors?
When she's like, is this your family? He's like, don't open.
Yeah, so it's like,
but
Jesus,
it's like,
where's Martha? Why'd you say that?
Because even the special presentation.
You're probably going to have fun editing that audio right there.
Even the presentation, he should be kind of over it by the end.
It should close the thing. We're not talking about that.
Yeah, he should be more chill about it.
You aren't
I
hearing
agree
Martha's
with that,
name for the first time.
He was good in this movie.
He was good.
His performance was good. His character is not. He has reached the point where I honestly, my interpretation of the Punisher right now is basically he is a marionette who has been the original character has been flounderized. Like, you know what flounderization is? Mm-hmm. Flounderization is taking a trait of a character and making that their entire trait. Mm-hmm. And for him, it's basically crying and mooing. Like, that's all he does now. Like, he just comes out and then cries. Yeah. And then he's got a gun. Like, that's like all that's all he is.
And then he has a gun.
Looking at the skyline, and it's like so beautiful. And then he just picks up an AK and he walks. It's so beautiful and calm. It's like, all right.
It's so like it's brutally bad, because like he even in the things that like bother him, he wouldn't be bothered by. Like I watched the dialogue between Daredevil and him on the rooftop. He would not be bothered by like, you just saved my life. Oh, you didn't save my life. Stop, man. You didn't save my life. It's just like, what are you, fucking 12? Like, why are you acting offended because Spider-Man said he'd save your life? What he would probably say is, shut the fuck up, kid. I don't owe you shit. Maybe. But no. He's like a cool dad who's kind of soft at heart because it's funny.
Point, I kind of want to ignore it because that scene was pretty.
Yeah. I like the scene. Yeah, I like the
performance is great, and he's so charming, and it's really fun. But I'm like,
wasn't the Punisher, you would like it more? Like, if it was a different anti-hero
If we had never seen him before and this was his first scene, it's like, cool, I don't know this character. But, like, I know this character, and I know this character would not be bothered by these types of petty insults.
What sucks is you're making valid points, and I just can't.
You don't want to.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Because it's such a good, that scene where he's like, oh, let's save it. Let's stand on it again.
Because I like MJ's comeback when she's like,
maybe he needs you.
Yeah, maybe he needs you like on Staten Island. I don't know. I like that.
She walked in the door. It's like, that's
peak. There is a joke that is funny, but is inside this movie I hated, which is like, whoa, this guy's got issues when she gets inside his head.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's really funny. But like, actually, segueing into Jean Grey, this girl deserves to be locked up forever.
Yeah. They made her way too evil.
She's more evil. She fucking mind rapes thousands of people.
They made her way too evil.
She literally takes MJ and tosses her off of a building. She drives tanks through the middle of the city, intentionally driving towards a bus. If Spider-Man wouldn't have been there, she would have murdered dozens of people, puts bombs inside of that tank, explodes the building, unleashes a Hulk inside of a public setting, and then she's like, oh my gosh, you happen to have a memory of an aunt that speaks to my trauma. I deserve a happy ending.
Looking for a sister.
Fuck you.
Well, if we're being honest,
like, what is wrong?
If that's very valid, but if we're being honest, if we know the life of an X-Men, she's not gonna have a happy life.
It's not about happy life.
She's not gonna have one. Even when she shows
get
up,
a happy ending.
She's not gonna get one.
Get freedom.
She's not gonna get one.
She doesn't get redemption. She doesn't deserve a riding on the bus with her head on a window with a little smile on her face because she's happy now. She's like, no, you deserve to be handcuffed forever.
Yeah,
forever.
No, I agree. But unfortunately, the life of Jean Grey is not a happy one. So as soon as she shows up at the X Mansion with Charles, her life is gonna go to hell again. So
that's on my notes. Is they made her too easy.
There's no misunderstanding this.
No,
She just is fucking evil.
And Peter said this is something that you do not get redemption for. Like you can
except you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
but she's not
he's
though.
a good guy. Like that's a Peter Parker thing to do.
Yeah.
Is like
He wants to
Fine.
redeem. Yeah, but
she's
way too evil.
So like the problem in like so Spider-Man 2, it takes someone who is sympathetic because you understand where he comes from. But the film's perspective of him is he is wrong.
Mhm.
And so like his redemption is through his death because like that's basically all you get. Like you don't get a happy life. And if he would have survived that, he would have gone straight to jail. And the film's perspective would have been you deserve to be in jail.
Yeah.
In this film
technically he goes to Peter's universe and gets cured.
Yeah.
And then helps fight.
Yeah.
And then gets sent. He actually does get sent back and redeemed, technically.
Yeah, I mean,
so No Way Home counteracts Spider-Man 2.
It does, yeah.
Do they actually go back, or do they just wake up dead, or are they just dead?
Man.
Wake up dead.
They
I don't
go
know.
back to the point because
I don't know. I think I think they just go back into the nothing of the multiverse.
They get brought the moment before they die. So then they get sent back in that same moment. So his moment would be right before he.
I like to think.
I will not touch
I
the
like
monster.
to think they just go off into the multiverse and turn into dust. I don't want to believe that they go back to the universe.
This is partly
They show up.
The multiverse problem introduces a lot of problems when you
Continue.
think
they're
which
dust.
is what you should do, but it's like
that makes sense. You should think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, but you should
about
think
the technology.
Really?
In the
Really
MCU
Okay.
movie where they've done so many technology.
Okay, so I want to talk about the Hulk because I have some notes.
Okay, let's do
It
this.
should have been the lizard.
Should have been the lizard.
Would have
That would have been interesting. So I think they changed the Hulk scene, and I'll explain why.
His scene.
I think they
or his character.
I think they changed the scene where he like becomes the Hulk again. I think they changed it, and I think it was longer. And the reason why I think they changed it because again, Gino point here, using their own logic, the Hulk has been suppressed for so long at this point because when he becomes the Hulk's consciousness has been suppressed for way too long.
No,
I wouldn't consider it suppressed. But go ahead.
No. Let me explain.
When he became Dr. Hulk, he said we both came to an agreement.
But I think he suppressed. I think he was the Hulk, but he suppressed the Hulk's consciousness.
But the Hulk suppressed himself in Infinity War.
No, I don't think you can read that into because he said we both came into an agreement. His character arc is we have found balance.
Well, I'm saying even before that, when the Hulk, he said, "Come on, buddy, I need you." No, he's suppressing himself. Then in Endgame, he's like, "We found a balance. We're chill."
But I still think Bruce is the main consciousness, though.
Well, now, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, even when he's Professor Hulk, I still think Bruce is the main consciousness between the two. And so, and then after, once he puts on the inhibitor and he's just Bruce Banner all the time, he again is suppressing his consciousness.
Yeah.
So I think when it gets to a point where he's finally free when Jean frees him, I personally believe that he would be so angered that Peter wouldn't, even if he recognized Peter, I don't think that would have been enough to stop him.
The Hulk doesn't know Peter. That's another thing.
But that's another thing. But also, like, I just think
the Hulk does know Peter because magic doesn't work on Hulks.
No, Hulk never met Peter. In Infinity War, Hulk didn't come out. In Endgame,
I don't really.
Hulk.
Again, like, I just think his subconsciousness was so oppressed for so long that he would be so angry. Like, the Hulk is the living embodiment of anger. And in the idea of him being suppressed for years and years on years and finally being free, he's going to be, again, they did a decent job of like showing him bigger than ever. Like he would, again, be bigger than ever, but also be angrier than ever. And that fight would go on for so much longer. Yeah. And it would be so much worse.
So
even my sun did get real low.
No,
it did.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
So there was, I had an idea of like how to, like an alternate version of this film.
Yeah.
Where if you wanted to capitalize on the work-life balance of Peter, you wanted to have Hulk, you could mirror them as far as like, for some reason, I agree. Like you're trying to have the Hulk, Dr. Hulk, in a sense, Professor Hulk, maybe suppress parts of himself.
Yeah.
And you're having Peter suppress the opposite side of himself.
Yeah.
And so you're showing the opposite problems of work-life balance. It's like, I want to be normal is Banner, and then I want to be Spider-Man is Spider-Man, right? And so they're both ignoring the opposite parts of their psyche.
Yeah.
And so then when Jean Grey comes, you have this moment that sparks between the two of them.
And I don't know, maybe it's
Hulk.
Maybe it's because I'm an anime fan, or I'm actually right now reading Cable versus Apocalypse. But like, I just wanted to see them fight longer. Like I would have liked, the comic book fan in me would have liked to see Peter almost die fighting the Hulk instead of just getting shot, because I think, I don't know, the bullet kind of takes away from the magic of comic books. I don't know, like knowing that he just got shot and now he's in the hospital, like that's it feels a little too realistic, I guess.
Yeah.
And also but no, because he also one thing that also bothers me is that he gets shot while Ant-Man is dying and is not affected, but then gets shot again.
Two different bullets. I'm not giving you that.
I don't know.
Different bullets.
Yeah, I guess. Or there's a hole in the building that happens to give the Punisher view, so he can make a shot so that Spider-Man can show him his convenient.
You could argue two different bullets
lines up with her trauma that happens to turn her good right before he happens to shoot, so that way he can step in front of her and get shot. And it's like, oh wow, a sacrifice agency of a character. Oh, just kidding. We're not going to have him die because we need sequels. You know, you could have used this time to settle his character. Introduce Miles Morales mid-movie, so then you can have him.
Okay, no, that's too far. That's going way. That's way.
No, but you cannot. You're making. You want the payoff of sacrifices
with a 5-hour movie.
You could have.
No, you have to. I mean, you'd erase all of this movie, right? This whole movie is a freaking sequel bait for the X-Men. It's not even a Spider-Man movie. It's all about Jean Grey.
Oh, you said.
Yeah, so it's just like, no, if you're gonna do this, like. Balance some things, right? You like, if you're gonna have the payoff of Spider-Man making a sacrifice that changes the heart of Jean Grey, even though that changing of heart should still lead you to prison, you need to live with the sacrifice. You can't have him live. It wants the emotional payoff without the cost.
So what I thought they were gonna, the biggest theory, what I thought they were gonna do was kill him, and that symbiote that is still somewhere in the world, the biggest theory was he dies, the symbiote takes over, and that's what leads into Secret Wars, because that's when he gets his black suit.
I mean, you could do something like that. I mean, I still think it's erasing.
I'm kind of working on a theory, because I think it would have been more interesting. I know Tom Holland wants to introduce Miles Morales, but it would have been more interesting if he died and then Miles Morales was on Battleworld, because there's that line in the leaked trailer, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the Dr. Doom talks about stolen lives, and the whole like premise of the Spider-Verse movies is Miles Morales' life is a stolen life. So I think it would have been interesting if Dr. Doom has his vengeance against everyone who has stolen lives, and he kidnaps this Spider-Man whose whole life is technically stolen, puts him on Battleworld and wipes his memory.
You know, you could take the Miles Morales from the Into the Spider-Verse at the very end of the third movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Stripped from his universe
because Dr. Doom is obsessed with all these. Dr. Doom is obsessed with all these people who have stolen lives. That's why he's mad at Steve Rogers.
Right.
That's why he's mad at Reed Richards. It would make sense for him to be like, hey, this Spider-Man is also living a stolen life, so I'm going to steal him too, and I'm going to wipe his memory.
And he's Andrew Garfield could be the new Spider-Man.
Because he was stolen a sequel.
No, he was stolen respect. He was stolen.
But I mean, and I know, like, again, I know Tom Holland's Spider-Man's still alive because he wants to introduce Miles Morales his way, but I think it would have been more interesting for that. And I know they're not, and because Secret Wars is going to come out after the Spider-Verse movie anyway, so it would have fit the timeline all together. But
yeah, I have a problem with like making sacrifices and then ignoring the costs.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating.
And I think it would have been more interesting for if she had gone to jail, and part of Charles Xavier's introduction in fighting for mutants, is getting this mutant out of prison,
right,
and helping her, and
yeah,
bringing
and
her
or
to
like the
school.
Magneto gets her out, like because
Or
she is a
Magneto gets her out.
She doesn't get a happy ending.
I somewhat agree with you. I think Spider-Man should have.
If you're gonna do the shot of him getting shot, he needs to die.
Ended on a cliffhanger, like we don't know if he's alive, and then put her in jail, and then have her have like a Magneto, Professor X. Or
Also,
she could be doing
speaking of Magneto, Magneto's gonna hate Peter Parker because they're gonna take his inhibitor and turn it into collars, and that's gonna be how
that was the whole point. Yeah,
that's how they're gonna get rid of mutants, and Magneto's gonna find out. He's gonna beat the hell out of Spider-Man.
The inhibitor is for the X. Like that's how they're introducing the inhibitors for the X.
And so I want to see Magneto try to fight Spider-Man and be like, "This is your whole."
Did you send it to me or did Caleb?
What?
Spider-Man is responsible for.
Oh no, I sent it to you. Yeah.
Because this is why the X-Men like go through their.
So the technology that shouldn't have been able to exist because of how broken poor he is the reason for the catalyst of the X-Men.
Speaking of that,
I love this.
The only reason why I like kind of what you say is because I don't like how quickly or how we didn't get to feel him. Well, first off, where's his money coming from?
Where you want to feel him?
Oh, we're going to talk about resources that would be necessary to make DNA changing devices?
That's the only point.
Wait, we should think about that?
I agree that like
what's this?
I don't think he's actually poor. I don't think he's actually poor.
Tony gave him a trust fund?
I think Tony gave him a trust fund.
Hang on. Before, okay.
I think Tony gave him a trust fund.
He's still fucking Iron Boy again.
No, it's not as
No,
bad.
it's not.
Okay.
So one thing, if Aunt May has life insurance, his policy would have went to him before they forgot who he was.
We're carrying water for this movie.
We're talking about money, bro. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, kind of, because we all were excited.
If he gets the money to Aunt May's life insurance before they snap again, would the money still be there? Or before they do the spell again?
I mean, it's a good question. There's a lot of like logical problems with this spell that are world breaking.
I'll agree.
You have to think about like, what do you mean forgot who Peter Parker was because of all
I do work in the insurance space, guys. We don't have a blip. We don't have a blip policy, so I don't know how it works. But I
missed the days where Peter Parker
after
is
the blip.
having such a hard time.
But he blipped away. So like, would she
But he died. But she died after the blip when he was back.
I'm saying when he got blipped, like, would she have given the policy to somebody else?
Oh, I see what you're saying. She had nobody else.
Can we talk about MJ for a second?
Well, hold on. The only thing I agree with you is at the end of No Way Home.
Why do you want to talk about MJ so bad?
You make us excited for a broke and a
someone who doesn't have toys.
Sad. Yeah. And you have a sewing machine. Like, he's gonna make his own clothes, and he's in this different apartment than what he is now. Whatever. And then
it's like we were from a street level, and then we have fucking Siri 5.0 in his suit, and you're like, bro,
extend the 4 years and his technology progresses.
Right.
The job, you can believe it more.
Yeah.
But when they showed him with this 6-7 computer and Siri, and I was like, gosh dang it. And it's in his glasses. I was like, man, that sucks. Because him developing web bombs is so sick. Like, Peter would have to develop stuff as gadgets, kind of like Batman.
In the Amazing Spider-Man has gadgets. Those things, you kind of it's a little bit more believable because there's like Oscorp exists, and so you can tell that it almost seems like he's like kind of stealing / hijacking some of the existing technology of them, and so you're like, okay, I can see how he has this.
You kind of can't do
but like
that
you
because
can't make something like that in an apartment. Like you're
that
more
type of thing about where he's making it.
No, it's just you can't.
No, I mean
because
you could argue
in
that
a cave with a pile of scraps.
Because you could argue you could say the same thing about Andrew's Spider-Man as well. Because Andrew's Spider-Man is probably more poor than Peter,
but like you see him going into Oscorp, and you're like, I don't quite know how you're getting this, but I can tell you're taking something that kind of exists.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So real quick, I want to go into my quick negative, and then we can go into.
Okay. Wait.
He wants to go to his negative, then
no. I was gonna say, but what if they showed him like raiding a DODC train or something and taking tech and then making his webs? Do you think that would have fixed
it? Would help.
Oh, you think so?
I wouldn't like it, but it would help.
He's not gonna steal.
It would explain. He's not going to steal.
That is a literal robbery. He's a criminal.
But the government is a criminal.
That is what Fisk would want.
If he took trinkets from
maybe
DODC,
maybe not that. Maybe it's whenever there's casualties of DODC, it's like something to account for it.
Yeah.
You have to account for it.
Taking something from the DODC, let's leave it at that.
Right, somehow.
Yeah.
So I hate organic webs.
I don't know why.
Here's why.
I mean, it's 30% increase in price for the same product.
Anyways.
I hate that it took me 2 seconds to get that joke. I was confused for a second. All right. The reason why I hate them is because you take away from the character of Spider-Man. Why do you take away from the character of Spider-Man?
But it is Spider-Man.
No, it's not.
Yes.
In the comics, he has web shooters. The reason why web shooters are cool is because it shows how intellectual he is and how if in a battle like Andrew's, one of them gets damaged, it shows how quick at adapting in a fighting scenario he can do. Andrew, I'm only using one. Boom. I'm going to separate it. Boom. I'm going to grab one and I'm going to use the web shooter. And organic webs, you just have
you only get it when you need the blue pill.
Yeah.
Can we talk about him squirting his web on the ceiling or on the roof? I didn't like that. When he's like squirting out his web for the first time on the roof.
Oh, I hated all of it. But
when he squeezed it out of his wrist,
he's
really
like
uncomfortable.
Really gross. But like also in Andrews, when that whole montage of him, he has to figure out how to magnetize his stuff from Electro. Like that's just another layer.
It's a good way. Yeah, and there's also limitations that you can put that TASM tried to do, and this movie never tried. He never runs out of.
But he did though, because with the limitations of the web shooters, they had those guns, and she was like, "See, they were preparing for if you ever turned against them."
Stupid.
But then you take away the web shooters. Now the organic webs can now go through them because it's made of different material. It's like
because I'm Iron Man.
Yeah, but like the web shooters add a wrinkle.
That was a discount version of that scene, and I'm so tired of it because Star Wars already did a discount. Yeah. It's like I'm Jedi. Okay,
I'm kind of tired of it too.
And now it's like
it's a cliche.
And guess what? It's the same company that's done all three.
Yeah,
it's so annoying.
It's a cliche at this point.
But it's
very common in anime as well. So it
takes away his intellect of like having to adapt.
I disagree because I think there's other ways to show his intellect outside of his web shooters.
No. His intellect and his ability to adapt.
But I think you can adapt even if you have.
Yeah, you're saying that by doing that, it gives an opportunity to show it. When you take that away, you have to show it another way.
But it adds a wrinkle. It's like a kryptonite almost, not as big of a level, but it's like if I can get rid of his web shooters, he can't web shoot.
But every Spider-Man fight is him adapting though.
Not really. He has to adapt from having web
because
shooters
every power set is different.
Shooters,
but every power set is different. He had to adapt and figure out a way to stop Jean Grey.
Now he's adapted,
but he used technology to stop Jean Grey. So I'm confused.
What does that have to do with what I literally?
Because it creates opportunity for character development.
You can develop the character.
Well, he developed a technology to stop him that was outside of web shooters. I'm saying you don't need web shooters
with
to do that.
Technology that shouldn't exist.
We're saying the exact same thing.
No, we're not.
Ignoring what I'm saying.
No,
this is an add-on. This is one his character
I see.
in the comics.
So when you take it away,
hold on. I'm literally not disagreeing with him. Yes, he created technology that defeated Jean Grey. But another wrinkle is his web shooters. That is another wrinkle to his character in all iteration of comics. I don't know where you got this idea that Spider-Man has organic webs. Tobey Maguire, that's who.
No. I said I like
no other character.
I like organic webs. I'm not saying that
from a different part, but
I'm just saying I like organic webs more.
That's your issue.
Yeah, I want butt webs.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that is not.
Yeah.
That is not Spider-Man. For you to say, but that's Spider-Man when I first started this is actually factually incorrect. In every comic iteration, he has web shooters. Sam Raimi changed that. And for some reason, he brainwashed a bunch of you people to think that organic
that part of you is really coming out.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. But for some reason, all of you people think that organic web is Spider-Man.
No.
We will roll back the tape, please.
Okay, so
you said, but that's Spider-Man. That's not Spider-Man.
Okay.
Spider-Man is web shooters.
I'm saying it's still Spider-Man. Not that it is Spider-Man.
We'll return the tape. I'm gonna get the clip.
I said
what he means.
Yeah, I can clarify what I mean.
No. He said but that's Spider-Man. That is
It's
word for
still-
word what he
okay,
said.
I said that's Spider-Man, but I meant
Now
was,
he will
it's still
adjust what he
Spider-Man.
meant.
Adjust that.
It's still
It's
Spider-Man.
still Spider-Man to a lesser degree because you're
No.
taking away a
No.
key factor of what changes and you're taking away from his intellect, his battle
It's
intellect.
not taking away from his intellect, though.
If you take away a piece of what he would have to
But
work
intellect
on
is
in the
more than just
future-
one feat, though.
You're
Correct. But if you take away one of the feats, you're taking away part of his intellect.
No.
Okay. Well,
Oh my
this
gosh.
reminds me of
I
a
feel like-
conversation where I was debating someone about intelligence, and we might be fighting at cross purposes.
I don't know how to explain.
However, but I think what you might be saying is when you remove this layer, it removes a chance to show his intellect.
Sure.
Right? So like his intellect could be there. You just have to show it in different ways.
I'm not saying he's dumb now. I'm saying you have now taken
like
a
he's not
piece
out
of his-
licking windows.
Yeah. like the meerkat in Suicide Squad or whatever. Sorry, reference. You take, if I have 5 things that I have to do to show that I'm smart and I'm doing all 5, if you take away one,
No, you have to show them in 4.
I do it in 4 now. That's taking away part of my intellect. That's
No, it's taking
I
away
don't think
a
it's
way
taking-
to show
show
my
my
intellect.
intellect.
Yes, there
Sure.
you go. Yeah, yeah.
literally what it is. You can't say no and then just be wrong. You're wrong.
Okay,
there's different ways
so
to show
why?
intellect.
Okay,
So
this is
when you
like
take
okay.
away
It's
that
just
piece.
really funny to me to watch this because I'm trying to say like, hey, you have to account for how this technology exists because of the cost, the way it would have to be developed, realistically the amount of time it would take to develop it. No one else in the world has ever done or thought of something like this. And you guys freak the fuck out like, okay, we have vibranium. But then we're talking about like removing a way to express a talent of Spider-Man. And you are like,
a way.
It is a way.
it's a way.
It is a way.
It is
the
a
key
way.
ways of Spider-Man. It is one of the
It's a
main
way.
parts of Spider-Man.
Okay, so if it's not a way, what is it?
What have I complained about? One of him not being broke, him having the tech. I don't like. This is stuff that is not Spider-Man. Like, if you're going to tell us that you're going to a comic Spider-Man, then do it. Don't then give him tech immediately. Don't then take away his freaking web shooters in this
I'm
his first
surprised
movie.
that this is like what you're spun up on.
Because in Man of Steel, if you're going to make
no
a
one
Superman,
gets that. Come on.
I did.
Sorry. In Man of Steel, why do I not like Man of Steel? Because that's not Superman. In The Dark Knight,
It says his name is Superman.
Anyway,
No,
in The
he's
Dark
the
Knight,
Man of
why do I
Steel.
not like The Dark Knight? Because he's not like Batman that I read about and that I watch on the. If you're gonna make the character, don't take away key aspects of the character. And I think that the web shooters are one of the key aspects of showing how smart he is and how much in a battle he has to adapt when those things are flawed or don't work. Him being broke is a very key part of the character that we all know and see him be.
Being broke also would mean that expenses that would
No,
be
for sure. I
necessary
agree
to
with you.
develop
Yeah,
things.
we agree
on
with that.
Thanks.
Because they don't even nod to the point of like
How the hell
is-
did you
how-
make this? He's like, I had
No,
two
no, no.
resources. Why?
Not
Those are
even
what you
how
make
did
to
he
make a
make it.
bomb.
How did you buy the resources to get
Sure.
this? Because he doesn't even have he doesn't hint at a job. He's not getting paid by
Right. Like the
NYPD.
device in No Way Home was like a bullshit device that like I had a huge problem with. This is like, oh, we're gonna invent.
The
Went
It's
to
the
the
it's
high
the
school?
cure
Yeah.
device.
But
This
they
is
went
like
to a high school at least. Like at least you went to a high school.
no,
where they
like
have
the
stuff.
device that was the Omni device that can make the cure for all the bad guys.
That's what I'm saying. They
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
a high school to make it. They went to the high school to make it.
Oh.
No. He's talking about when
Like
they were
that-
at the
that-
apartment. When they were at Happy's apartment.
It's that, yeah.
They
it's
use that
when Green
device.
Goblin shows up. It's
Yeah.
that thing that makes. It's like what they were trying to make the reverse gas.
Yeah.
It's like how do you like? It's a thing that makes reverse
In Happy's
gas.
apartment.
Yeah, when they were in
Oh,
Happy's
well,
apartment.
That's not as bad because at least it's
It's
Tony
like
Stark's
a universal 3D
machine.
printer that makes anything, and it's just like,
But yeah,
oh,
but
okay,
I get what you're
sure.
saying. That's
I get-
Tony
yeah,
Stark.
That
I get
in
what
his
you're saying,
apartment, that would
but it's Tony
explain how
Stark's
he
tech.
made
I get
it.
what you're saying, but it's a lot less of an issue because at least it's Tony Stark's. Like you can kind of make that. You can hold water for that. Here, he has no job that we know of, and no money that we know of.
On
but
his
somehow
life
he has
insurance
all this
policy,
stuff.
man.
Like, I'm more on it in this movie than I would be for No Way Home.
Can we talk about MJ?
Sure.
No, we're not talking about.
Wait,
MJ.
you had something.
I did have something else.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, we got on the. What did I say? Oh, so we were talking about.
I have a lot.
Oh, okay.
We were talking about the Spider-Man being the reason why he creates, or they create the X gene dampeners and inhibitors or whatever. And so I think there's potentially a very interesting thread between that, because Iron Man's whole arc, in a way, is he pretty much creates his own villains, right? Like, he creates the first Iron Man, he pretty much creates his Ironmonger, because he takes everything that Iron Man did, and that is his first villain. Then Iron Man 2 is his family wrongs this other family. That's
Whiplash.
Anyways, so his family wrongs this other family. He gets the plans. That's his villain. Iron Man 3, he is mean to this goofy looking dude, and the goofy looking dude is basically
the plot of TASM 2.
It actually is. That's kind of funny. I never thought about that.
Not gonna
mentally ill man gets made fun of, turns evil.
So basically, that thread is continuing in a way, or could continue it through Peter creating this inhibitor,
like almost like a mirrored character arc with Spider-Man to Iron Man.
So
if only Disney had artistic creativity, I don't think they'd do it.
Maybe not. But the through line would be that he's kind of following his mentor steps of creating his intellect and his good deeds, creating this threat that in turn reverses and creates a problem for the rest of the world. Iron Man wants to put a pseudo armor around the world. He creates Ultron. Ultron does bad stuff.
Right.
He creates this inhibitor to protect himself from the rest of the world. The rest of the world turns this inhibitor into something that stops the X-Men from using their powers.
I mean, it's an interesting idea.
Yeah. I just don't. I mean, will they follow through with it, or is it just me saying something?
I mean, you could say that they'll use it's probably likely that they will use the inhibitor in the X-Men storyline.
Yeah.
It would be a shame if they didn't. Just like it was a shame when in No Way Home, you already had there were many ways in which you could use the multiverse, and for some reason, rather than using the Loki TVA way of entering into the multiverse, Doctor Strange makes a spell, and then that spell for some reason bleeds people across the multiverse. Use the mechanisms at play that you've already invented. Don't keep reinventing new ways.
Was Loki already out before No Way Home?
I think
technically,
so,
yeah.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
wait, you mean the TV show, or
was the TV show out before?
Season 1 of Loki was before No Way Home? I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
I think so.
If you've already shown this is how you travel across the multiverse, then use that. Don't invent a new way. It's easier, right? So you already have a device that can control mutations of powers. It would make sense to use that. Whether or not that's a character arc that Spider-Man will go on.
I've never watched Doctor Who, but I've seen clips of it, and I kind of wish Loki would have been more of a Doctor Who type of situation, where he's traveling the multiverse more, and we got to see other versions of the multiverse through the Loki show. I think that's what
Loki the What If show.
Kind of
better.
Kind of, but not really. I'm not necessarily thinking that he has to stay there, but if we got to see other iterations of characters and you can do it for cheap, because it would be quick scenes and stuff like that. Maybe an episode he has to deal with a threat where
His washing machine went out.
Tom Cruise is Tony Stark, and I'm saying, stuff like that.
Yeah,
it would have been, I don't know. I think they could have had more fun with the show. Again, it goes back to that disconnect from the actual MCU timeline as a whole. Of course, they had a different direction with Kang being the creator of the TVU and all the TVA and having to deal with all that. But no, I think it would have been interesting if Loki was that peek into the multiverse. And then again, if it goes back to the point of, if you have all these movies that exist in the multiverse that aren't necessarily connected to the MCU, then maybe there's a funny montage of the second final Fantastic Four movie. Loki shows up and does something, and it's for a gag, and then he goes back to
no more
the
gags.
TV.
I'm tired of gagging on past material.
Wow, so happy.
Me too.
I thought you were gonna.
Me too.
I've been gagging for so long.
Okay, well, you want to talk about MJ now?
Before I talk about MJ, I do want to kind of comment on Hulk, I have a significant issue with the Hulk containing his anger via device when, like, one, you already broke the rules of your universe because in the first movie, you've said it was heart rate. Control your heart rate.
Yeah.
Then you erase that and say, I'm always angry. I've learned how to manage my anger.
2008
when you
movie?
Then when you reintroduce the Hulk as Mark Ruffalo, you're like, okay, fine. He's balanced his anger. It's not about heart rate necessarily. It's about his anger.
I'm always angry.
Sure, whatever.
But
then,
you could argue that it's still could be about heart rate though. Like he's just got better at balancing.
It just never comes up again.
Yeah.
Comes up again.
Mm-hmm.
But then he goes on an arc where the Hulk essentially is trapped, and it's primarily Hulk's consciousness who is in charge, and Hulk develops as a character, right?
Yeah.
And then we get a balance where the two of them come to terms with each other, and we have Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's kind of hard to come up with any more arcs for him. Because
which is why in the comic books they send him off Earth.
yeah, I can see that. Because now it's just like he's kind of reached the yin yang balance of anger, like he is in Zen mode, right?
Would you argue up until that point it's kind of a good arc because it's like it was him locking Hulk out,
right?
Then it was
Hulk locking him out, and now they're balanced. No, in symbolically,
but
it works.
That's my point is that once he puts on that suppressor, it breaks that balance that they have.
Sure. The question is, why do you want a suppressor? Like, if you're going to do this, like, this is why I think, like, you could do those two paths to illustrate this movie. Like, have something happen to Professor Hulk that makes him, like, maybe a love interest. Like, denies him. I can't do this anymore. I'm tired of this Hulk. I know I had a balance, but I'm just going to suppress it.
You can't
right?
bring it into the movie.
And it's just like, oh, yeah, the way that I'm not Hulk anymore isn't because I've had Zen. It's because I have this device. And it's like, since when?
Yeah. Well, since She-Hulk, but you didn't watch that. So
does it account for that in She-Hulk?
It's when the inhibitor is introduced in She-Hulk.
Why does it get introduced though?
I watched it once and I'll never watch it again.
I'm assuming it's just a bullshit device.
They were in a car. All I remember is they were in a car. He has the inhibitor on. He says he explains it to her, but I don't remember what he says.
Okay. Interesting.
But I like
probably not a character.
I like your version better because it kind of. And it's a parallel between the Hulk and the Thing is that the Thing has this love interest, but he doesn't feel like he should pursue her because he's a Thing. Right. I don't know. They're rivals, but they haven't been able to like really show it.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of dumb to have that because that's pretty key for this movie to have that in the She-Hulk TV show.
Yeah, I would bet if we went and watched the She-Hulk, that device gets introduced just as cheaply as it's introduced in this movie.
Oh, they're literally in a car just talking about it. Like it's not.
So that's the point. It's it's not a character development
probably
thing.
After she says you've never.
No, it's before.
It's before.
Yeah, it's before. Well, actually, no. I kind of remember.
Hulk at that time.
I kind of remember because that's where it starts. Where she's like, "Oh, well, I don't need an inhibitor because I." Pretty much better than you. Like me and my Hulk are more in sync, and that's kind of where the I'm better
but
than
he
you
didn't
starts.
need to not be in sync because he was in sync. That was his arc. That's what they told us in Endgame. You know what I mean? So like for her,
we gotta watch the scene for sure.
Sure, but for She-Hulk, if that is the case, for She-Hulk to say that makes no sense. Like from a writing standpoint, because it's like you've already told me that they have come to terms with each other.
You're literally talking to him as Hulk.
No.
Yeah,
she was Bruce. He was Bruce in a car with the inhibitor on.
Right.
Yeah, and so he was explaining to her.
But why we were arguing about like you haven't been Hulk or like my Hulk is harder. He was.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So that makes that part even dumber.
It's just like I've gotten so depressed that I've tried to kill myself and I cannot die. You know,
and I literally shot myself in the mouth.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm done with Professor Hulk. I'm done with the balance. I want Savage.
Sure,
Hulk
like
back.
I understand why we would want that, but it's like if you have to regress the character, try to regress the character in a way that makes sense. And this movie doesn't do that.
That's my whole point. Because if you're gonna regress the character, at least make it mean something. And I kind of feel like the reason why they didn't go full Savage Hulk versus Spider-Man is because of Captain America and
which version?
Falcon 1.
Okay,
because
Winter Soldier.
No. I'm saying because I think I don't know, maybe this is me just thinking out loud, but if Brand New Day was like a whole like Spider-Man versus Hulk in this, it's this long drawn out fight through New York. Part of me feels like the reason why they didn't do it is because they looked at previous things. They look at the original Incredible Hulk. They looked at his fight in Avengers 2 and Captain America 4, and they're like, we've seen the Hulk rage out so much, we don't necessarily know if we want to show it again. Then the whole point of Captain America 4 is his first big test as the lead Avenger is stopping the Hulk. If we show Spider-Man fighting the Hulk again, and Spider-Man obviously would lose, but in a way that is better than what happened in Captain America 4, would it overshine it too much? And I mean, I could be wrong, but
God forbid anything outshine.
I could
Falcon.
and now I could be wrong, but that's kind of where I'm thinking that's probably more in vain of what they were thinking.
Right. I think I mean that's interesting because you're just saying like we've had essentially too much of Hulk.
Yeah.
So we've just got to
did it half. They did it though. Like it's
but that's my point. That's why I think that's why they scaled back on it, and that's why I think there's a longer version of this fight.
Of runtime too, but my biggest thing is the character thing. A compliment to it, a part that did make me smile was when it shows the exterior shot and Hulk is carrying like half a building on his back.
Yeah. I like that.
Jesus.
He's strong.
It's so cool. Like that was a really cool shot.
The clap would have been so cool if they didn't show it in the trailer.
Oh, I didn't see the clap, but I saw the moment his arms spread out. I don't know. I just didn't feel anything.
Spread out.
When he went like this, I was like, oh, he's going to do the clap. Oh, he's going to do the stomp.
Yeah, he did the clap.
Look, the Punisher's mooing.
He did the clap in She-Hulk as well.
Also, another Punisher moment that didn't make sense is
he's a fight, but not fight the Hulk.
Well, he's a trained assassin. Why would he walk through a room and get distracted by a jar with eyeballs?
He wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
That's another part.
I don't know. I mean,
he wouldn't. Like the character of Punisher would not.
And he would never fucking admit, like a child, that he's trying to admit not fight the Hulk.
Yeah. That was
like, fuck you, punk, and he'd go try.
I don't know. It's the Hulk. It's the Hulk. It's the Hulk, though. I don't know. The Hulk is different.
Him going in.
I get what you're saying, but I don't know. It's the Hulk
character, and then being and then hi, and then she comes in, and then it's like
this person has problems.
Yeah, that part was fine because it's like her, but him.
But then also like consider the source material of who's saying that. You're literally in the position of trying to like murder innocent people because you lost your sister. This guy is typically on a rampage against people who have wronged him. If anything has a worse psyche, it's Eugene Gray.
What's crazy is the one part she doesn't kill people is that part though. When she goes into the vault, he shoots them in the shoulder, and then she's like, "Throw your guns," or the next one's in the head. Like the only part that she doesn't kill, or they tried to show,
is where she should.
The guy that got hit by the taxi's still alive.
You know,
that was crazy.
What would you say?
The guy that hit by a taxi, he's still alive.
Because remember, she was like, "Come and catch me, I'm fast," and she just moved that guy to a car.
He's alive. He's alive.
Bull fucking shit.
He's alive.
No,
this is like Spider-Man level coping or Superman level.
No, I'm just kidding.
They fell 2,000 feet, but they didn't die because they had armor.
I'm being sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic. I definitely did.
I rewatched the movie and they pan down and show them moving again, and they're like, "Oh,
yeah." But that's the point. Is like they wouldn't be moving, but they whatever. Yeah. It's that like if you would have told me the taxi guy was alive, because if it showed a shot of him being alive, I'd be like, he's dead.
Yeah. Regina George survived a bus. So,
who's Regina George?
Mean Girls. She survived the bus. She wore a neck brace to prom.
I'm trying to think. Okay, one thing, like I had an idea for the Jean Grey thing. In order to make the twist, allegedly, that the government is evil, whatever.
No. Oh, go, because I just thought of something.
You could have had them try to get Jean on their team, being like, "Hey, your sister was trying to help us with something,
and then she escaped.
And she disappeared through another ether, whatever. We really need your help to find her."
Mm-hmm.
And the time in which the sister booshed, whatever, when she died, is the same timestamp in which Hulk and Peter have their moments of blood mutating. Like that would be nice, right?
Oh,
and so then she's on their team. She's trying to help them, expanding her power set. And when she almost loses everything, like she's almost dead, she looks up, sees the vent, and then she's like, "Motherfucker,
that was cool.
Did she?" But it's just like it was obvious. They literally said,
no.
"Let's see if you can help us because with your sister's sacrifice."
Yeah.
No.
You just told her
I'm saying
that
the
vent thing is so
I like
cool.
this good.
But they literally told her explicitly, "You will help us with your sister's sacrifice." They just told you your sister's dead, and then she's like, "I'm mad," and then she sees the vent and she's like, "You killed my sister?" It's like, he just said that. So like you could have had it where it was believable, and then she sees the vent, realizes it's all a lie, then loses her shit. But I just live in Nebraska and I do this part-time. Never mind the guys who get paid millions to do it. Jesus.
No, so what I was gonna say is it doesn't make basic after everything that happened with the DODC in No Way Home, it doesn't make sense that Peter is just like trusting of the DODC,
especially with the hand.
Like look at the demographic of the leader. Like, you're in charge. I'm out.
We're not making it to episode 5.
Well, you can bring up colonization as a map of human history, but I can't talk about this.
Our FBI director is Indian, by the way.
Oh my God.
The director of the FBI is Indian. So,
okay.
Yeah, buddy. What do you guys say about that?
No problems.
We shouldn't trust the FBI.
Oh my, that was your white side.
Dude, that's crazy, dude. I'm crying. He said, "Look at the demographic."
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
you're trying to say he shouldn't trust? Is it because? Is it because of the
because of everything?
What's the name of it? Is it Department of Damage Control?
Yes, No Way Home.
Everything
is that the same corporation?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
It doesn't make sense.
I thought it was a new department.
No, it's the same. It's the same branch. It's just a different director. It doesn't make sense, bro.
That doesn't make any sense.
He threatened Aunt May with child neglect. They sued Happy. They took him to court.
Yeah,
and you're just like, oh yeah, I love the DODC.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Because
I thought it was a new.
Go through the 4 years. I'm telling you, if you told more of a story than 4 years.
Well, honestly, because there were some things that were interesting, like when it came to the idea of like, hey, we've turned the hand good. Turns out, like, if you take an ideology and you give them a new leader, maybe there's like it's like, oh, okay, maybe the DOD whatever DC is can do some good things, and so that buy-in is like what rebought Peter's trust. But you'd have to show that, right? As opposed to him blindly believing it. And there's like, and someone made a comment. It's like it's the government. Why would you trust them? He's like, they're good. But you're completely right. There's no reason that he would
like they kidnapped you.
That's funny. I thought it was a new thing.
No,
I forgot what it was called.
No. Guys who literally came after.
Yeah, they showed up at your. They showed up
Hydra. It's like Hydra shows up.
They showed up at your apartment.
Captain America, the real one, is like, hey guys, look, I got some new friends.
They dragged you out of your apartment. They threatened you with jail time. Matt Murdock gets you out of being sent to jail.
Yeah.
Happy Hogan is on trial against them, and you're just like,
seems legit.
Shout out DODC. We back at it. Bro, no. Dog. No way. Home.
Nice, good one.
Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
Ain't no way home.
Bro, ridiculous.
Can we talk about MJ, please?
I love the government. He got a fist check. That's what happened.
A Captain America.
He got a fist check.
What's that?
A fish refund check.
Fish?
Oh my God.
Fisk.
Oh, Fisk.
Yeah.
I thought you said fish.
They don't get Trump checks. They got fist checks.
Mid-rant adding that. Captain America, the real one, it's like a fourth wall break.
You should have looked at the camera.
Seriously, though, the Hydra, though.
You should have looked at the camera, the real one.
To that. This is like,
Yeah,
hey, guys,
yeah.
I've got some new friends. They're here to help us, like, with world peace.
Bad guys.
Wait.
With the hand.
Wait.
Yeah, with the hand.
Wait. Was the DODC the ones shooting at him while Ant-Man was dying?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, that was the DODC that Jameson called. So it wasn't the police.
I didn't realize that, but yeah, that's another example.
That
of
makes
terrible
no sense.
Yeah, if anything, he should have been the character that never trusted them, and someone else is like, no, guys, like, I think they've turned over a new leaf.
But you don't show it. I'm telling you, you don't show us 4 years.
Yeah, like, guys, it's a brand new day.
That just made me mad. That just made me mad, bro.
Yeah,
that just made me mad because
dang it, Gino.
Yeah, because
all right, it's
have you dropped it down? Are we down below an 8 yet?
7.5.
Destin didn't direct it. That's my pass.
All right, let's talk about MJ.
Okay, MJ.
we gotta bring up Wonder Man at some point. So
okay,
yeah.
MJ's annoying as fuck. I don't see what he's attracted to about her in this character. The actress in some settings with some lighting sometimes is like
in this movie she looks good.
She looks good in this movie.
Reel it in. No, I'm saying like at
In
some
this
point
movie,
she is like can be pretty, and then in this movie, especially the last 3 movies, you're just like you are disheveled. You don't have anything going for you. You are just cynical, withdrawn, hate everything.
Yeah,
you have no deep understanding of human history or American history. Like the whole I am just reminded of like, oh wow, look, we're at the Washington Monument. She's like, I just don't want to celebrate something that was built by slaves. And it's like, and the teacher, who's just a complete cuck, is like, I don't think
you kind of look like him.
Have a good day. And
no, that scene was funny.
You don't have any defense for that. You don't have any counter argument to
challenge
that question. Like, this is a student, a 17-year-old girl who doesn't know anything about the world. If that's even worse, you are a professor. You should have an answer to this that at least can challenge that shallow view. Like, the world is complicated, right? There are some things that have evil costs that we can also still be grateful for.
And that was in Homecoming, which is the worst movie.
Yeah.
Is that Homecoming?
It is.
Yeah, that's Homecoming. That's Homecoming.
And that's just like, she's just like, this
I also think, I hate to say it, but like, they kind of made...
She looks like a pothead. Just her, like, she's just like this, like...
She kind of does in the first one.
What I mean?
In the first one, she does. Maybe it's the euphoria effect. I don't know.
Gosh.
No, I was going to say that she kind of does feel like I hate to say it, but kind of like a reject because, like, Liz is the first love interest of...
and she's Homecoming. Like a bright, charismatic, charming, pretty girl.
Yeah.
And then you get this other girl who's like got no friends.
It kind of just felt like
no eye contact.
He only likes MJ because Liz is gone. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like this movie could have done like a service to introduce a new love interest.
Could have been their Gwen.
Yeah, Gwen.
I honestly thought they were
Black Cat or black guy. Black guy could work. Like maybe the DODC guy.
No. Well, he is gay in real life, so yeah,
it could work.
No, I thought they were because I feel like that would have made sense. I thought they were going to spend more time with him in college, and then maybe he meets a love interest in college.
He didn't go to college. What did he do?
Yeah, he didn't go to.
They didn't touch on his personal life at all.
He didn't go.
Peter.
Okay. So what I want to talk about with MJ is there's a scene on the boat with Discount Punisher where he has all of the material to make this DNA sequencer, and Peter is just like, I don't know how this works, and because we live in 2026, we can't just have a female be, just an attractive female in the room because that would be a sin, right?
She did graduate from MIT.
She did graduate from MIT.
That makes her an expert in DNA sequencing and electromagnetic radiation.
I'm just giving her a little, she's not just some random...
You can graduate from MIT in statistics and have no clue about anything related to electromagnetic radiation.
She graduated with an aerospace degree, though.
No, but they invent a backstory. She's like, well, actually, before I switched to this, I almost got a degree in this, so I'm actually competent in this. It's like, of course you do. Of course you do, right? Like, and so it's just like, did you consider...
This is movie logic.
Did you consider the radiation coming from the glasses? And Peter's like, oh my God, yeah, you're right, you super smart, competent female.
She is a super smart, competent female.
Okay, sure. Whatever. Whatever. And I'm just like, guys, can we just let our intelligent characters be intelligent characters and it not, like, it's like people are so insecure that if we have an intelligent male character in the room and then we just have, I'm not calling it an insult, but a regularly intelligent person in the room, Penny and Iron Man, it's not a dog on Penny. Iron Man has a massive IQ. And Penny probably has an average IQ. And that's perfectly fine.
But they give her different traits.
Different traits.
Yeah.
And so
but I also
like,
think
you don't need to undermine Peter's intelligence by making her solve the problem in 10 seconds because he didn't think of radiation from his fucking glasses.
I mean, regular intelligence is not graduating from MIT, but
I didn't like how you could see his eye through it either.
What do you mean?
Did you notice that? You could, through the lens, and I noticed it first in that shot. When he looks at her, you can see his eyes through his lens.
Oh, I guess I didn't even...
I didn't see it.
I saw it, but I didn't think about it. Yeah, but I guess. I don't know. That really didn't bother me, to be honest. I thought it was more of a... I honestly thought it was...
That was just the starter. That was the...
I thought it was more of a... I thought it was more of a chemistry thing than anything, and that's why that scene is that scene. I don't know. It didn't bother me that much.
This film captures the spirit of a longing for love.
Yeah.
But it does not get that through the chemistry of the characters. I read into it through what I think of when I think of a longing for love.
I will add, because I agree with that, because MJ also has this longing for love, but they don't really show how it affects her outside of, oh, I'm not going to call my boyfriend because he'd freak out. Like, that doesn't really make sense in a sense. If you're longing for love, that doesn't... I mean, that shows the friction in, oh, Peter's my person and I don't know him, so he's not there for me. But it also, if you're longing for love and you have an active boyfriend, you're gonna let him know where you are. Like,
when she freaking kissed him and it wasn't her, I was just like, what a hoe! Like, I was so upset. And then when I realized it was
character, though.
Huh?
What do you mean? Her character in the previous trilogy? No, not the kiss.
No.
I'm saying the longing for love. Like,
No, she wouldn't long for love. She wouldn't long for anything except self-actualization.
That was never been her character.
Elsa.
Like that, her doing that made sense in the movie. Like her being like, I'm not going to call my boyfriend, but I do want to make sure Ned knows.
Sure.
Made sense.
It made
her
sense.
character.
For her character, yes. But at the same time, I do feel like they tried to push this idea that she is looking for something outside of whatever. There's a hole in her heart.
Sure. But I think she only got that when she started talking to him. I feel like when she started talking to him is when it started clicking to her. Like,
you know what really got chemistry right? The moment they were ever on screen, Peter and Gwen in TASM.
Thank you.
Every fucking scene, it's like, there's magic. There's magic.
It's
just every time when he shows her he's Spider-Man, he pulls her with the web. When she, like, every scene,
I love you.
She says, and then he just starts kissing her, like,
yep. Or when he asks her on a date and he just, like, kicks his feet up and you're just like, yep, that's what that feels like.
Yeah, gotta love white love, right?
Yeah.
Or in the second one when they're just, he's just like, I'm gonna go anywhere with you. I'm going with you. I can't live without you.
Yeah.
Do the head thing?
We're going to
do the head thing?
That's what he does, bro. He's like, hey, I'll go.
He does it down. The chemistry is wonderful.
England has crime.
Right. Yeah. And you're just smiling. You're like, bro,
England does have crime.
It does have crime. I love to see Spider-Man in England.
They have swords. They don't even use guns.
No, it's like that. That is a example of like character chemistry, where in this one, I'm inferring love because of the subject matter, not because of the chemistry on screen.
It's so crazy because they're actually married.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird.
What's your next?
Say, okay,
that was just a warm up.
This is just, I am sorry, but when you get a prestigious job offer and you say, I don't want to lose my soul by working for a soulless corporation, because at what cost does that do for me?
But that's her character.
That is her character.
It is her character.
Environmental lawyers exist.
Childish. She needs, this is like, oh, boo-hoo, you probably went to MIT with a university scholarship that wasn't paid for by you, probably living in an apartment that isn't paid for by you, and you're so cynical that you can't enter the workforce because it'll damage your soul. Like, what the fuck?
Damn, I thought you were about to say she got a DEI scholarship. I'm not gonna lie.
You got a scholarship, DEI.
I thought that's where you was headed, bro.
No, but like the point is like this attitude, and it's like she is more like an.
So you have a problem more with the character rather than because that's her character.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
like
it
she
makes
is
sense that she
for
would
her
say
character.
that.
It makes sense. I would want to argue like mad if she was in the room. I'd be like, "Are you serious? You're turning down a job offer."
Dude, MJ in Raimi's movies is so much worse.
But that should be a positive.
But she wants to be an actress.
No, she's so much worse.
No, she sucks.
So much worse. She's so much worse.
Friend. Oh, I know that you almost died and you lost your job and you lost your uncle.
Your life is falling apart, so I'm gonna go hang out with your best friend.
And your aunt, her house just exploded.
Yeah. But you need to pay attention to me.
Make my play.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No.
That makes way more sense than refusing to get a job.
No, but so much more annoying.
That should be positive because that is her character.
Yeah.
So not liking her just means you don't like that type of person.
No, I don't like that.
I agree with
this.
This
is correct. I don't like that type of person. But the other thing is like, because name one person who fantasizes about getting with a girl like that.
Sure, but that's...
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I really want in a woman? Girl who doesn't put herself together, doesn't have any aspirations other than self-actualization.
There's a character
get a
very
job
similar to this.
Like, I'd be like, what is... You want that kind of girl? So every time I get to know this girl and then Peter is like longing for her, I'm like, what? I genuinely don't understand what you see in this girl. Because she's very annoying.
There's a very similar character in a great show called How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Her name's Zoe. It's so good. Her name is Zoe, and she's very similar to how MJ is in the movie. She's like a contrary to everything. She protests all the time. Her worldview is very different from her life because she's married to a rich man who pays for her whole life, and she has this.
I'm assuming the show's perspective on her is that these are character flaws.
Yeah.
In the movie of Spider-Man, these are these are good things about her.
Yeah. So she secretly is having an affair with Ted, and because
Bear.
Ted Mosby, the character.
Okay.
And so the friction is in their entire relationship is that she's so contrarian to everything that they want to do.
Right.
He brings something up. She's like, well, let's do this instead. And their whole relationship is arguing. So when you say that type of person isn't a guy wants to be with, it makes me think about that because
but like the show is dealing with that tension where like with this somehow Peter's in harmony with this type of person, and I'm like, I don't understand how you would fall in love with this type of person because yes, while she is intelligent because she went to MIT on a DEI scholarship.
Oh my goodness, why would you say it?
No, call back to what you said. That wasn't my.
No, I know.
No, I wouldn't even infer that. It would be more like I
said what he was thinking.
No, it actually wasn't what I was thinking. When I say that she probably went to university on a scholarship that she didn't pay for, I'm assuming that she probably would. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if her character did an essay, got a scholarship that did pay for her education. Like, I wouldn't be surprised by that. It wouldn't have anything to do with her race. It's more just like, this seems like the type of character who doesn't have enough resources and would go to college if she got the chance to because she got a scholarship. If she could afford it because of her family, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point being is the values that Peter has versus the values that she has, I don't understand how they are compatible.
So you're just like, I don't know how these characters like or how he likes her.
Yeah.
But the characters are being very consistent with the way
the characters are being consistent with their own individual values. Yet somehow they are attracted to each other, and I don't quite get it. And the story doesn't show any tension in the disalignment in values.
Because they're being the characters they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just a person that you wouldn't like in real life.
Yeah.
And she's doing it well.
Yeah.
So that's almost a kudos to like how she's acting. Right?
Yes, I guess I wanted to rant about that type of like viewpoint of the world because it's a very toxic, prevalent one that I feel like that character is speaking to
but that's
the reality of the cynicism that exists in the world, and so I just didn't
I like your point that you could argue that that's honestly Zendaya doing a good job acting.
If I hate a villain,
yeah,
like say Guardians of the Galaxy 3, like you hate that villain, because he's evil. Like this isn't the same, but like it's similar. I hate that villain because they writ him so well, and he did do a good job at being that bad.
Sure.
So I do not like him.
I guess my challenge would be my issue would be the film's perspective appears to think that is a good trait of hers, and I don't see those traits as admirable.
So it's almost like the Supergirl thing, where
it's just like the morals that you're espousing to be like, I think would actually make the world a worse place. Like if everyone was just as withdrawn as you and saying like, I'm not going to get a job. It's like, okay, who's paying for your bills? Someone else. Oh, really? Good luck.
Yeah.
I hope no one else adopts that philosophy.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you have another MJ point?
No, that was it. I just needed to rant on that.
No,
I'm out of notes. The only other thing we kind of already talked about it though was I put that the Venom verse makes even less sense. Like the quality of the last two Spider-Man movies, the Spider-Verse movies, it just makes no sense on why the Venomverse was so bad. I just don't.
No, I agree. I
think
it feels like almost like a different department made those movies.
Exactly.
I think it feels even more like because the contract is they have to pump out a movie every X amount of time.
But
so
I disagree. I don't know. I just don't think that doesn't mean it has to be bad though.
No, I think they just didn't care. They're like, we're gonna keep this. Dude, Spider-Man's gonna make $800 million. Like we're gonna make enough money on Spider-Man. Let's just pump. I don't think it's a smart way to think.
Yeah,
but I think that's by the consistency of how bad those movies are.
Yeah,
it tends to make me think you just wanted movies out just to keep the rights. Like, I don't even think you put that much thought into it.
Yeah, well, they didn't. I mean, because Madam Web was originally supposed to be a prequel to Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and they shot what they shot. Andrew Garfield says, "No, I'm not coming back," and so they have to reshoot certain scenes just because of that.
Nice.
Instead of like getting him under contract, then shooting the movie, and yeah. So
I'm assuming he said he didn't want to come back because the concept of the film probably sounded like crap.
And so then they reshoot, not having an agreement with Marvel, making it later to align with Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Nice.
Starting to shoot an ending where Tom Holland's supposed to show up without Tom Holland agreeing to be in the movie and just expecting him to be there. Then realizing Tom Holland or Marvel and Tom Holland disagree with him being in that movie and still going forward with releasing the movie, knowing that the whole point of the ending of this movie was Tom Holland was supposed to show up and doesn't, and you still put out this movie, just does not make sense.
You know how bad that would be if technically that's a part of his, like, technically that's canon?
It's technically supposed to be canon.
She does have a baby at the end. His name is Peter.
And it was supposed to be it was supposed to be Andrew Garfield's Peter. Then they made the shift to Tom Holland's Peter, and then
why don't they then shift back to the Tobey Maguire?
I'm saying like none of us would say that's canon,
but it technically is.
You know how sucky it would be for us to have to consider technically we do have to.
I mean, you don't.
But like if we had to consider that's canon because they put Tom like flash forward to like Homecoming.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, dude, that actually is a prequel to Homecoming.
It is technically a prequel to Homecoming.
Yeah, according to them. But the thing that I think that's really cool about like storytelling is as much as artists have control of their work, in a sense they kind of don't because of like what happens in the public consciousness. Mm-hmm. So like the story of the Odyssey is a story that was told for thousands of years, right? And it was sifted through time. So like the gist of the story carried along orally and then written. Yeah. And so you'll find that like, you know, there probably was a version of the Odyssey where, you know, he actually was just a Vietnam War PTSD war, regretting the crimes of his war, but it got faded out through time because like people are like, nah. That's not what Odysseus would have done, right? Yeah. And so, in the same sense, what I've done to the sequel Star Wars, I'm just like, that's not Luke.
That's what I was.
And like that is what's gonna happen. Is like the corporation could try to insist this is canon, and I'm just gonna be like, no, It's not.
Yeah.
And the way that we will know that that's the case, that it's not canon, is because 5 generations from now, no one will discuss Madam Web. Maybe people will discuss the first Spider-Man or maybe the second Spider-Man with Tobey. Like, like the things that are canon to the character are the ones that that told a story that touched enough hearts to be like, oh man, you need to watch this. Like, there's a reason people are like, oh, you need to watch Casablanca or Shawshank, right? It's because like that is canon in a sense, whatever canon means.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Whatever story holds on for generations.
Yeah,
it doesn't do well.
The intro to TASM too well, and then people just cut it off.
yeah, and then you cut to her getting her skull splashed.
Yeah.
And then it's like a 5-minute movie.
In that movie.
It's a 5-minute movie. You'd be like, and that's Spider-Man.
Another side tangent to that, when he's walking and he just eyes are locked on her, and like he's walking through the cars, and then he stops and lets the car go, and then keeps
He's like daydreaming about her. Yeah,
she's like right there.
Yeah.
Oh man,
there's some good scenes in that.
Yeah. Peter. And she covers her mouth because he webbed her to the car.
Yeah,
it's so peak.
Yeah,
I wish.
I had a question. I had an MCU question, but I'm forgetting it.
The plans for him to be in the MCU. Oh my gosh, they had him.
Yeah, they had him.
And
we should. I think for an editing decision. You know what? I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
I have a good idea for an editing decision. for just be really fucking funny. Just to.
No, I was gonna say. What do you guys think? They should do next with Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Supposedly, they already booked him for 5 more movies.
5?
Jesus.
He said he wants to play for as long as possible, and Marvel already greenlit. They greenlit Spider-Man 5.
I know Spider-Man 5 is happening.
They want the room
5 more movies.
5 more. I assume it's to finish this trilogy and then head into the Miles trilogy, but I don't know.
I think the last movie of this trilogy should be introducing Miles. I don't know.
What I want is Andrew.
I honestly don't. What I don't want with Miles is I don't want it to feel like, all right, here's your next Spider-Man. Like, I want it to feel like something like, I'm trying to think of what an example of.
Shouldn't it be that? Here's your next.
No, I don't want it to feel like what we felt when Captain America gave the Falcon his.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Where you're like, oh, here's your next thing, right?
Yeah.
I want there to be like, here's a story, here's a story, here's a story, here's his dead, and now he's there, right? As opposed to it being.
So you pretty much want what Into the Spider-Verse was, where they're
like his dead. Make a Miles movie,
seamless. You want seamless instead of it being Captain America dead. It's.
Now here's your.
I would rather, and I know you're gonna hate this, but I would rather they bring Andrew back and kill him off, and Miles Morales is from that universe.
I got it. Tom Holland doing Tropic Thunder.
Oh my goodness! No.
The way you looked at me, I knew you were gonna.
No, but I would prefer if they put Miles in a separate universe and they brought Andrew back and Miles is from Andrew's universe, because it works out.
Yeah.
If
there's so much room to explore Andrew's world that you don't know.
You can make Andrew kind of like the Peter B. Like he was training.
If they do a live action Peter B, I want it to be Jake Johnson though.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you could make Andrew Garfield in his universe find a Miles. His Miles gets bitten and he's training him. So then when he gets brought on Battle World, it's like, hey guys, by the way, I was training this kid.
But do you think they could? I don't think they're going to introduce Miles in Secret Wars, but do you think they could introduce him in Secret Wars and then backtrack and do that movie? Do you think people would?
No, they wouldn't.
No, I don't know. I mean, it'd be doing what they did with Black Panther, which like barely worked.
Yeah,
it barely worked
with Black Widow, right?
I mean,
that Black Widow
that's
too.
That's a worse example
Black
of it,
Widow,
right?
True.
But I think they'd be more interested than Black Widow.
Yeah. I think it would be more interesting.
I think that there's enough good faith from Miles Morales that you'd really have to fuck it up.
But if I'm being completely honest, if we're doing Miles Morales, I want similar beats to Into the Spider-Verse, so I think
it
we
would
should
be better to bridge those two universes. Bring Into the Spider-Verse into real action, live action.
But aren't you somebody who doesn't want somebody else to take somebody else's thing and bring it into theirs? Because that would be them taking that thing and bringing it into MCU.
I mean, I would want the team that developed that to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So, like, in the same sense that, like, James Gunn wrote the dialogue for the Guardians when they came into the Avengers, like, I would want that. Like, the spirit of this character continues to live on, and we have the people who made this character.
Yeah. I just think it would bring whatever the hell they were doing with the Venomverse together in a way that would at least make more sense. Because because they've already decided that they're going to do live action Miles Morales, but if they're going to do,
since he's already in the public consciousness of society, don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You bring.
That's interesting.
I don't want to see Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man die on screen, but if it's at the cost of getting Miles Morales in a way that actually feels similar to Into the Spider-Verse, because what I don't want is a shot for shot trying to recreate the magic of Into the Spider-Verse.
Right, yeah.
Like I want the beats.
It wouldn't make sense.
I want the beats to feel the same. So I feel like
if you do it and like this version isn't as satisfying, then you could be like, oh, why isn't he like that?
Exactly. So I want the beats. We kind of probably need a Spider-Man to die in the beginning of the movie.
That's fine.
Which would be fine.
It's poetic.
As long as it's poetic. Maybe
Andrew.
I don't trust Disney to do it.
I don't trust them to do it either. But at the same time, somebody's got to.
They did in Deadpool.
Because a live action Miles Morales is coming whether we like it or not. And so we got to have a Spider-Man die. We got to have a villain that's at least attempting to use the multiverse to solve some problem. So we don't. Vincent D'Onofrio's probably not going to be the Kingpin of this Miles Morales universe. So maybe it's not Kingpin. Maybe it's a different villain. But we have to incorporate some multiverse aspect in it. And that's how you keep Tom Holland in the movie without compromising everything that he's done in the MCU, with even giving Tom Holland maybe another movie after without having to kill Tom Holland specifically.
Yeah, and it would probably be good to. The reason I don't want it to just be like, here's your next Spider-Man, is it would be nice if they had a couple and then like Tom eventually dies or retires.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just from a PR standpoint, you're just like, you're going to have people be like, wait, Spider-Man's black?
Yeah.
Like the people who missed the memo, they'd be like, what the heck happened? So you kind of need to have them swinging together.
You don't have to necessarily kill him. Like you said, you can make him retire. Like you could have a whole arc of where he's fighting so hard to have both lives. Like,
he's like the Sorcerer Supreme or something. Yeah.
He has a kid and he's like, man, I can't keep compromising
because the thing about the Spider-Verse, or the Spider-Man that dies in the Spider-Verse, he's 10, maybe 15 years older than Miles.
Yeah, he's mature.
Yeah, he's
not ready to retire.
Yeah, but he's not ready to retire. That's why I think if it's someone like Andrew, because Andrew would work because he's also older than
Nick Cage Spider Noir.
No. Because he's also older than Tom's Spider-Man. So because if Tom's Spider-Man was to die,
it would feel premature. Yeah.
It would feel way too early.
Yeah.
But if we get to Andrew, because Andrews would be in his 30s.
He feels like a legacy character.
Yeah.
So like the legacy passing down. And I mean, ideally, what could be nice is if you did it in 2 movies, like to be honest. So you have Andrew with Miles and Andrew doesn't die right away.
Yeah.
And then like you do another one, and then the second one you let him die and you're like, thank you. Like you gave some respect and a story arc for Andrew instead of like, a hint of a story arc. I bet you're about to die. Oh, he's dead. Yeah, there it is.
We're talking about this, and it's probably not gonna have a.
Nope, it's gonna be worse.
It's gonna be so much worse. It's gonna be so much worse.
I love Andrew so much.
Because I want
give him an ending would be amazing.
Because I want the payoff of. I want the ability to see Tom Holland Spider-Man progress, but I just don't think he's gonna be at the mature enough Spider-Man to be able
mentor.
to be a mentor.
He just started winning fights.
Exactly, like he just started being on his own.
All of his other movies, he doesn't win fights.
I think it's too soon because Miles is going to be here in the next 5 years, and I just don't think we have enough mature Spider-Man from Tom Holland to get him to that point. And you could argue we don't with Andrew, but at least Andrew's older, and so the payoff would be better.
Gotcha.
So
I would love that.
Yeah.
You want to touch on Wonder Man or what?
can't believe they did it. Sucks. This is the best top 3 show they've ever made.
For those who don't know, Wonder Man Season 2 is in the can. It is an Emmy-nominated show that the actor, I don't know how to say his name, Yahya Abdul-Abdul, something like that. He will be at the Emmys representing Marvel, getting his award, possibly. I don't know if he'll win, and his show is canceled. And
I hope they win. Or is it already passed?
Well, I'm
Emmys haven't
I'm
happened.
assuming no one watched it, right? That's the only reason you would
It
cancel
did.
a show.
It did really good.
It did really good.
Did it though?
No, I mean it seemed
amazing
it seemed to do really
good
well.
reviews with no views.
on
Like, I mean, that
social
happened to
media-
Andor, right?
Yeah.
Like
On social
Andor.
media, everybody. This is different than Andor. Nobody talked about.
Yeah, but
Andor.
viewership, count matters. Like
Well,
Andor was
yeah.
exceptionally rated, but at the end of the day, it didn't justify its cost. They had to cut it down to 2 seasons.
I don't know how we researched that.
Well, Disney, they're never going to release any.
I mean,
any
to me,
viewerships,
like
but
the answer is self-evident. If it was a hit, then they would keep going.
I think.
I mean, it got nominated for an Emmy, so
Yeah,
But
and
no,
on
like if
social media,
enough
it was
people
too
went on
popular.
Disney Plus to watch the show to justify continuing making it, you would do that.
I don't know.
Like, why would you
It
cut
was
off a
too
show?
popular on social media for it to not have enough.
But the Acolyte had more talk about it, had more internet engagement than almost any.
negative.
But it's still like the point is like there's engagement on the internet doesn't necessarily mean people are watching.
I
the show.
agree with
I
that.
agree with that, but if it's negative on the internet, that's going to deter people. Rather than if I keep seeing everybody on the internet talk positive, that's going to push me to watch it.
Yeah.
Theoretically, yeah. I mean, to me, it's just like I feel like the answer. Like I always wonder, like when I see a restaurant still open or a candy bar still on the shelf, I'd be like, who? There's no one eats Tootsie Rolls, right? Like who buys them?
Yeah.
But like the answer in itself kind of has to be self-evident.
Yeah.
Enough people buy Tootsie Rolls for Tootsie Roll to continue to be in business.
Right.
And so if Disney's constantly looking for shows that get views, it wouldn't make any sense that they'd cancel a show that was successful.
Yeah.
But I think that's why everybody's so confused.
Yeah, I think that's why everyone's so confused because they greenlit a season 2 6 months ago.
Yeah, I mean that is weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
You
It would
need
be
to
nice
watch
if
it 'cause
viewership
I
count
think
should be
you would
public.
like
I think viewer accounts should be public because season 1 ends and they announce, hey, we're doing a season 2.
Right.
So it wasn't
Right away,
necessarily
Right.
like
And it would,
right
it
away.
would honestly, it would eliminate conversations like this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, why is it canceled? And you'd be like, oh, well, 26,000 people watched it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if that's the answer, then you're just like, oh shit.
Because
okay,
it wasn't
like, I really
it
like
wasn't
this.
up it wasn't
Yeah.
up in the air if they were doing a season 2. It was immediate.
It was
Hey,
immediate.
there's another season
That's
coming.
what they did with freaking. I don't. It's weird too. Like in conversations like this, where, Daredevil, Born Again, had lower viewership count than expected, but they had greenlit 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Season 2 had half the viewership at the very beginning, and now they're doing a 3rd season already filmed, and you're just like, how does this happen?
Well, the
but
third
then
season was already greenlit. They were already
already
recording
yeah.
while season 2 was coming out.
Yeah.
okay,
So then they greenlit, I think, a 4th.
Yeah.
it's so things like this.
Well,
Are
that's
it's the
so
weird thing.
they had
right? It's
not-
just like no one likes
so
this.
the reason
no one's
why-
watching it. But
so
then
the
people
difference
like
is-
this, and
The difference is though is I showed you that video. They were headed back to work on season 2. So I think that's the difference between Daredevil getting canceled because they were
already
filming.
Okay.
And the showrunner put out a video on TikTok basically saying, well, we were like headed back to work, and then they told us we weren't. So I think that's the biggest difference between Daredevil 2 is because they were as soon as season 1 was finishing, they were already working on season 2. So you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
Which is probably why, like, it's someone
same
like
thing with
James
season
Gunn
3.
is so quickly developing Superman 2. Is it's
Yeah.
like if the camera's already rolling,
you
then you can't can me yet.
You
Especially
technically
with
can
that
because there's that Batgirl movie
Yeah.
that they
A mirror-
will
Well,
never
there's-
release.
There's a whole like backstory to that, to where they just did it they were never gonna release it. Like it's a weird.
tax write-off.
It was a
Yeah.
tax write off.
But please,
I was
watch
gonna
it.
say, please watch it. I was gonna say that at first, here's my thing. So it bothers me that the show immediately is greenlit for season 2, and then a couple months later it's canceled. I will say that and the showrunner said this in his video on TikTok, he said there's no movie in the works. I would say that if Wonder Man does come back and it is in a movie, I think I would be okay with it if they're not going to shelf the character completely.
They can do that.
If he's in a movie, I don't necessarily think that every Marvel character needs an introductory movie or their own show or anything like that. I did love Wonder Man. At the same time, if he comes back in a way that is, whether it's like West Coast Avengers or they put him in with the Midnight Suns or something, and his character is not shelved, I'll be okay if there's not a Wonder Man season 2. But if this is the end of seeing Wonder Man on screen, then that's gonna really bother me.
Big disservice. Because his powers were so... They didn't even like the reason why the show is so good is because it doesn't feel like a superhero show.
No, it doesn't feel like it's in the MCU.
Yeah, and it's like a good TV show.
Yeah,
like it doesn't touch on his powers, but like,
the scene on the balcony.
Yeah, like
dude,
not till
so
the end
good
is when you realize how powerful. Like you kind of feel like he's kind of a mid-level.
Yeah.
At the end, you're like, oh, this guy's like legit.
Yeah,
he's just doing his thing as an actor.
Yeah.
Like he's just trying to be an actor. And it felt so fresh as like an MCU. It didn't feel like an MCU Disney Plus.
No, it didn't at all.
It was so weird.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Because
it felt like an Apple TV show.
Yeah, it really felt like an Apple TV show. Because they don't even really show his powers. Like they just show him struggling as an actor.
And like damage sometimes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right. Yeah, I feel like this feeling is the worst feeling. Like I'm honestly really grateful we got Andor season 2 because sometimes like it does feel like studios will sometimes be like, okay, fine, we'll let you wrap up the arc of this character, and it's almost like they're willing to accept a loss, which in a sense I don't want them to do. Like I don't want studios losing money on average, except for Disney.
Kind of Warner Brothers because of James Gunn.
I
on average, like if I want movies to be made, I want studios to make money. Otherwise, I won't get movies made. But it really sucks when it feels like there's a character. Like this is how I felt when I can imagine this is how I felt when they said that Amazing Spider-Man 2 wasn't getting a sequel. It's just like there's this hole in your heart. Like, what do you mean? Like his girlfriend just died. Like, I need to know what happens.
And he
like
just came back as Spider-Man.
What do you mean he's not? It's like this hole in your heart that is really
it just
hard
sucks.
it just really sucks to think that you won't get a resolution.
It really does suck because man, like you built this whole universe without a Spider-Man, but you cancel the Spider-Man movie that you could have used to introduce this whole
so confusing
lineup of
it's really confusing
anti-heroes that are actually supposed to be villains, and you shelf the Spider-Man that could be fighting these villains.
Yeah. And you had him lined up to be in the MCU. Like you had explained Feige sat with the Sony people. Like they had it already.
They had it already go.
Like why the Avengers Tower isn't seen in the Spider-Man movies, or why what's it called?
They were gonna put the Avengers Tower in Spider-Man 2 or in the Amazing Spider-Man 2,
but they didn't do it.
Yeah, but
they had a whole, and I wish that happened because then that forces you.
Yeah,
it's
like
it's in
them.
there. You have to. Yeah. They could retcon it and not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you could just say it's like different angle.
And the only reason why it kind of didn't suck at first is because Civil War is the best Spider-Man Tom has ever been. Like that is the best written and the best looking MCU Spider-Man. So when they did it, I was like, wow.
Okay. Yeah, like his scenes in Civil War made him so much cooler.
And then
Homecoming happens. Yeah,
that's why I don't like Homecoming and Far From Home, is because in Civil War you made him strong. He beat up Captain America 2, and he beat up the Winter Soldier.
But then he can't handle
Vulture. It's like this is after Civil War.
Yeah.
He held his own against Avengers.
Yeah.
And then you made him lame in his own movie.
Yeah. And then Nick Fury and Spider-Man gets deceived.
It's like, come on.
No. Nobody is deceiving Nick Fury, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Civil War was such a great introductory. I was like, wow, he's in good hands. Spider-Man's in good hands. And then they just didn't give him in good hands after that.
Yeah.
Until he was back in Infinity War.
My point, John Watts is a war criminal.
He did terrible.
He needs to be arrested for crimes against comic books.
Yeah.
Bryan Singer too.
Speak truth to power.
But yeah, that's all we got for you.
I'm gonna just spend my free time writing scripts.
There you go.
And I'm gonna just email them.
We could maybe we should come up with an idea. I've written one.
I'd love to, or a book. I'd love to.
Didn't make any money, but I've written it.
You wrote a book?
You're just
Script.
You're just in Nebraska, remember?
You're just in Nebraska.
But yeah.
We have too much technology.
Watch Wonder Man, please.
Please watch Wonder Man. Please
you
watch
have
Wonder
time.
Man.
Well, to wrap this up,
you're gonna watch Wonder
Man. I actively dislike this movie because of what it does to all of its characters, everything that it does to get to the scenes that we like come at the cost of the history of characters that we know.
Sure.
The character arcs that it gives certain people, like Jean Grey, she doesn't deserve them. She doesn't deserve freedom whatsoever. She doesn't deserve my sympathy.
He sounded like, oh, dude. He sounded like Metzger.
She doesn't deserve my sympathy. She is, and the film's perspective of her is like, oh man, like this is like it's the same. Like I'm gonna bring back Toy Story 4. You don't get to cause active harm out of resentment because of the life that you've given, and then have me feel bad for you. Like our culture used to be like, hey, that's bad. Yeah. Just because bad things happen to you doesn't mean that you get to do bad things to people.
That's what Emma said to her.
Yeah, and she said that, but then it's just like, oh, wow, I've realized that now. Thanks. I'm just going to walk away. No, you don't get to do that because you've already caused harm to other people.
Yeah.
And on top of that, your power set is like actively evil.
Yeah.
Like...
Well,
of all of
the way she uses her powers.
There's no way you could use those powers and it not be good, and it be good.
That is a Charles Xavier argument.
You can do it against bad guys.
Yeah. He does. No. He actively makes the choice.
You take away someone's agency and ability to make decisions in their life
actively
for all of the movement that the Me Too movement came out with.
That is Charles Xavier's argument against using his powers.
For sure, but like if they're bad,
well, I mean, but that's a good thing. This is like Charles is wrestling with like, if I do this, I'm doing. Yeah. I'm making a hole in the universe. I'm doing an evil. I'm taking away the agency and free will of a person. Like, and so when he chooses to do it, if you do the story right, you would be like, God, like, what am I doing to myself and others?
A storytelling device that probably won't be executed well is her meeting Charles and understanding the consequences of her powers in a way that she did not understand previously.
Because the movie fucking celebrates it. She's like, no one gets my powers except me. Let me mind rape the entire city. It's just like, okay, sure, let's celebrate that because it's cool. Because the movie paints it as cool. Yeah. And you're like, what in the world are we doing?
They visually was cool, but
it's visually cool, but like the movie doesn't see this as a great evil. It sees it as a moment of her coming out. It's the Elsa moment in the MCU.
Let it go, and she didn't even get to sing.
She didn't even get to sing.
Dang.
Let that Sadie Sink in.
Yes,
that is what you take away.
If she sung a song as good as "Let It Go," as she was committing these atrocities, I'd be okay.
But I think that's
"Let It Go" is a good song. I don't think Frozen's that good.
It's a bad movie.
Yeah, "Let It Go" is a good song.
I'm surprised I was that close to your rating. That 5, you said 4. I liked it. I think
I liked it. I will watch it again.
I'm going to rewatch.
I'm looking forward to never watching this again.
I like it more than No Way Home. Do you?
No, because No Way Home, I went to the theaters 3 times because I actively wanted to see it.
No Way Home gets worse every time I watch it. But if you say so.
No Way Home has so many problems.
It does.
But it also has a heart.
Yeah, and
this movie
that's a movie I went in and I felt.
That's fair. I will agree with that.
I felt the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah,
like
you felt the Peter tingle.
Yes, that was in sync. That was cool. But Andrew,
we've done that a few times actually. You did it with Black Panther last episode.
What was it again?
He was like Ryan Gosling got classed as, and we said Black Panther.
Yeah, you guys did. Yeah. This movie, it didn't hit. Like I didn't get hit with the Peter tingle. I didn't. No Way Home, I did.
Did I? You only got hit with the Peter tingle because Andrew showed up.
The only
but yeah, I still did.
I was actively withdrawn from the movie for No Way Home and I felt like a little bit when Andrew came up. I felt a little bit when Toby came up. The fight scene, I was like, okay, I'm really feeling something. This is really cool. Then when Andrew caught MJ, I was like, okay, there you go. There's some heart going. Here's some character development, and like so. Then there's just moments where
are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah,
you? Yeah.
Oh, another thing before we close, I feel like they're trolling TASM 2 fans at this point. because they show 2 different times now where MJ could have been, or Gwen Stacy could have been saved.
They did the same thing.
They
in that
should have.
movie.
They did. Yeah.
They
did.
They're basically trolling Taz 2 fans, bro.
Yeah, fell on her.
Yeah, they should have let her die there.
No.
They're trolling. They're trolling us at this point.
I can find it kind of cool because he's like,
It's a nod.
it's like that's how he
it's
saved
the opposite of a nod because they're like, damn, your favorite Spider-Man couldn't save her.
Well, no, he saved MJ that way in No Way Home. So I'm thinking like Tom learned that from him. That's how he saved his MJ. It was the same scene.
No, but he does it different. In No Way Home, he jumps feet.
Bro,
He
imagine.
jumps feet
Just
first,
imagine.
or feet off, and jumps and catches her.
Okay,
And
imagine.
in Brand New Day, he uses his webs and pulls her close. So it's
So
2 other ways.
But he's saying like I need to grip her. Like it just mirrored the exact same. So
Imagine how that scene would have hit if you have the kiss, you have the reunite, and you're like, thank God they're together. For some reason, the magic doesn't work. Whatever, it's breaking the universe for a little bit, but I'm really happy for him, even though she's an annoying character. And then she says something like, you really thought it was me? She jumps off the thing, and she fucking dies. Imagine like how that scene would have hit. You'd be like, oh
That's true.
my God.
He's not wrong.
She would literally.
He's not wrong.
They could never be redeemed. Like even if as much as you think she can't now,
She can't.
it would be.
Yeah, but like
10.
that moment would have hit.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It would have been good,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it would've
And
been
then it would also give him.
No, she couldn't have been X-Men after that.
She just killed him.
No.
Yeah.
But all right.
Well,
Well,
that's
With
what you
great
get.
power.
Don't watch it.
No,
Become-
watch
It's
it.
your
Watch it.
responsibility
Please
to
watch
not watch.
I'm pretty sure
this.
anyone who's watching this has already seen the movie. though.
Don't do it.
Watch it again.
With great power becomes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Great power becomes.
Or with great power comes great responsibility. Stay in school. Don't be a fool.
I have to pee. So
The Spider-Man is the best comic book superhero ever.
well, it's not even close. And then Batman.
No, it's not.
All right.
It's the Flash.
Good night.